We're live.
We are live. Season 3 on Get to Know Gamer. Well, as you guys can see, usually Jen keeps people backstage, but as you can see, Drink and Games with Josh is with us this time around. And before you start talking about your channel, I have to talk about a couple things that we've changed to the format. Teddy's already drunk. Get down, buddy. First of all, instead of like 10 games, we're doing 6. We're doing 3 games, 3 retro games that made you the gamer you are today, and 3 modern games that keeps you coming back for more.
Well, you had to limit the amount of games because who's playing
we're trying,
10 games?
Yes, we're all we're also trying to do this in around a 90-minute span with talking and chatting to everybody. Jen also has gameplay or game footage of the games that Josh has picked, so we already know what's on the list, but for people in the chat right now, it's going to be a surprise to everybody there. But this time around, we're going to have some gameplay so you can see what's happening, or see the game as he's describing it. And we also have another thing. We call it the QTE, Question Time Event. Jen went to a lot of trouble of making a bunch of cards.
Dennis is going to screw them up. Dennis doesn't know this yet, but he's 52, in charge of them.
Yeah, Dennis is the card master. So we have 52 card deck. Every card has a different question on the back. You did give Josh a list of all the questions.
I gave him all the questions, and I said, you don't have to go too in depth.
No.
He wrote them all out.
We wanted to give you a kind of a heads up because I hate being on a live stream and then somebody hit me with a question. I sound like a complete idiot there. I mean, I can do that on my own.
52 questions here, and 52 times you would hit me up, and I'd be like, "Oh man,
yeah,
I knew this. I knew it.
I know you stood out."
So what we're gonna do, I think we'll do before you or after you pick your first, or you start with the first game. After each game, we'll get you to pick a number 1 to 52 the first time around,
and then we'll let
Dennis will randomly, whatever number. If it's 9, he'll go 9 in, grab that card, read off the question. And then next time it'll be 51 and
I gotta read.
50.
Cool.
What am I
Jen
drinking?
can read for you if
I
it needs
can
to be.
read. I could be your dedicated reader.
So now that we have all
only
that
an
out
hour
of the
and a
way,
half, so
hour and a half.
yeah, we aren't going to drink enough that we can't read, right?
Well, so here, give that to the card master right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right?
your numbers?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, dude. There's no numbers on them. You're just
gonna count down there, like if he wants number.
So, like,
30.
I gotta read and count. Oh, I'm out. Sorry, Josh.
There's so many people in here, and I'm talking to them just on chat. Generation Pixel, 8-Bit Glitch, Marcus, so many people. Hey,
So Josh, I want you to take the opportunity now to kind of introduce yourself, your channel, and also we want to start something new where we give the guest an opportunity to possibly shout out another channel. Usually it's a smaller channel that you want to help a buddy or somebody that you're following.
It's about being a community.
Yeah, it's about being a community more than anything.
Heck yeah.
Go ahead, man. Tell us about your channel.
All right, y'all. So this is Josh right here, this beautiful face, Josh, from Drinking Games with Josh. Kind of just started the channel on a whim a few years back, and just I just try to have fun with it. I think of myself as a community channel. So basically, I like to watch everybody else's videos and comment on them and interact with everybody. I do a lot of trades and different things within the community just because that's just cool to me. I think that's the best part about having a YouTube channel. I don't know. There's really nothing else about it. I just try to have fun with the channel. I do a lot of pickups, a lot of unboxings, a lot of let's plays with different stuff. When I have the time, we're all adults, so it's whatever time we have to put something together and get it out. So, but for me, that's basically the reason that I keep doing it is because of the community. It's fun. It's just meeting people like you guys, meeting people like everybody that's in the chat, and just having a good time and sharing the hobby.
Oh yeah. That's what keeps us going. That's basically why we brought the Get to Know Gamer back, because we've had a fair amount of people ask us.
Well, we had so much fun.
And we had a lot of fun on our 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, and we're like, why aren't we doing this to some capacity and in a way we can do it that works for everybody else and that also works for us? And that's why we were like 90 minutes and then once a month to start, and then it's doable. And then it's like it's not a hostage exchange where you're like, can I leave now? Because it's been 3 hours and I'm like, I'm
Well, yeah,
drunk enough
we
to
say
keep you
10,
here.
you know, we used to say 10 games, but then like some people will talk like 30 seconds on a game and some people can talk 30 minutes on one game.
Yeah.
You know, so you get into like 10 games plus talking in the chat and just having casual conversation.
To me,
We've
it's
had
just
some
fun.
pretty long streams.
So
It
yeah.
is, yeah.
Hang out with you guys, like you guys
Yeah.
live like 15 or 16 hours away from me, so
I
there's
know.
really
I know,
no
right?
feasible way for us to hang out in person. So
Yeah.
it's just cool to do.
Not
this.
with that attitude.
Listen,
Trust-
we can leave
trust
right
me.
now.
I thought about it. I really did think about the drive when I couldn't get that
Well,
package
hey.
last year.
I think if we give Dennis his house coat, he probably could run down there.
Yeah. For anybody that hasn't
Inside
seen
joke.
Dennis in the house coat a couple of weeks ago, I'll get right up on my head of my chair and show you on my phone. So this is a question not just to you, but to everybody. And you don't have to be partaking in an adult beverage. If you're drinking a juice box, let us know. What are you drinking and what are you playing right now? So for Josh and for everybody in the chat. So Josh, what do you
I
got?
have the Liquid Hero. This is the brewery.
Oh,
The, Luminal Haze. This
Great
is a
teddy bear.
growler that I got last week. The wife and I stumbled upon this brew where we were out just kind of exploring an area that's about an hour and a half away. 5.7%. This is a cold IPA. I thought it was awesome. I wanted to bring a couple 6-packs home, and that one, unfortunately, they only had. You could fill a growler, so I got a growler and I saved it for this. Well,
Nice.
didn't take it for
Nice.
too long. It was only a week, but
yeah.
great little brewery. That's the coolest part about it. You guys know, you guys go to enough of them. They're just
Oh, yeah.
every brewery is different, so they have their own vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And that was a good one. It was a very good one.
That's awesome. Well, you usually talk about, is it Tannytown Brewery? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, that brewery is called Brewery Fire. They're
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's right.
I just go there a lot. I mean, I've got to know the brewer and I've got to know the people that work there, and we've been going there frequently for the past 5 years. They've been open, and they're a very small niche brewery, but they're in depth with like the nerd culture, like everything that's on the walls.
Oh,
and
nice.
like Final Fantasy posters and Chrono Trigger, and just they have a big picture of what's the George Costanza from Seinfeld. His arcade
Nice.
and everything in there. So it's just a place that it's a really cool vibe, and they have this great mural outside. But they make the biggest thing is when you're talking about breweries, right? It's got to be about the beer, right? That's the first.
Oh,
thing.
definitely.
Go there
Josh.
for the beer. So
You're getting called out in the chat already. 5.7%. That's rookie numbers.
I could probably
That's
pull
Generation
something
Pixel.
else out.
Listen, that's his first beer. Calm down. Calm
the
down,
warm-up
Generation Pixel.
It's good. It's tasty.
It's good.
Good.
You want me to
It's
bring
good.
out
What matters.
the 10%? I have to go out. All right. Well, wait a second. If he's really calling me out that much, should I break out the Jameson IPA edition? Sitting right here at the desk.
Go
There
for it,
you
buddy.
go.
Cheers to you, Generation Pixel.
There you go.
Chug, chug,
Okay.
chug.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
All right. Well, I guess what we're drinking, because it's all the same. It's a homebrew Scott made
Yes, it's a Pilsner.
Pilsner.
Yeah.
I know. I just started drinking it.
I thought it was a Scotsner.
Hey,
Hey, Josh, you were talking about your channel. One of my favorite things that you do on your channel is your Saturday
morning matinee.
Saturday morning matinee. I always like watching you play those old games because then I don't feel so bad at sucking at that.
I kind of get the general thing with everybody's like they like to hear
They need
Josh
it.
curse and do his little commentary on the game as he's
I like
Oh,
it.
definitely. That's the whole point. I love it. It's awesome.
And what are you playing right now? Before we get at ours, and then we'll go over all the people in the chat because I see people chiming in what they're drinking, what they're going to play. They're playing.
not
We're
gonna
going to
do
go
this
over
forever.
all that in a second. So I want to throw it back to you. What are you playing?
Over the past couple weeks, I've been playing 3 different games, which is actually different for me because usually I can't focus on more than like one thing at a time.
Same.
But the one is an arcade racer, and I wanted to recommend this to Scott because he said
Oh,
in their hot takes that he hates kart racers. So
kart racers, yes.
it's on the PlayStation 3 and the original, or I should say the Xbox 360. I
Okay.
recently picked it up about a month ago when I was down at Southeast Game Exchange. I was looking for it. I think you would really enjoy that game because it is not a kart racer. It is real cars that you're racing around the track, but it's like playing a kart racer because you pick up power-ups and weapons, and you can zap the
okay.
other cars. You
Okay.
can, lay mines and stuff on the track and different things. But very cool racer. It's got a career mode. You're kind of I've only played a few weeks of it now, so I'm not like deep into it. But with the career mode, you can unlock different cars. You can unlock different racers and stuff like that. So and it's a 4-player split screen.
Oh,
You can play against one another. So that would be perfect for you guys. But
Yeah,
that's
that'd be
one of the
perfect.
games that I've been playing.
What is it called?
Blur.
I can picture
No,
the
you can't get
cover.
it. Come on. Come
Is it like there's a bunch of colors like behind the wheels of the car or something
Because it's
like
a
that?
blur.
Yeah,
I know of the game. I don't think I have.
Yeah,
of
I
mine.
wasn't sure, but they're not hard to get from what I
It's one
understand.
that I've been looking for a while, and I actually have, because I've always tried to find as many games as I can through just hunting around, so thrifting, yard sales, or things of that nature. That's one that I thought I would come across and just never did. So finally, I pulled the trigger and found it at Southeast Game Exchange and grabbed it up, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great game.
Oh yeah.
The other games that I've been playing are Metroid Prime 2, because last year when they released the remaster of the first game, is the first time that I ever played it. And if you've never played, I mean, I don't know if you guys are fans of FPSs or not, but it is a first-person perspective, so it's like a first-person shooter, but it's just a lot different than any other type of
not
shooter
the thing
that
I
I've played
gravitate to, like first person. If I can get a third-person shooter,
Yeah.
I'll grab that. But I've played first person. Just on even suckier at the first person view than I am third
Like
person.
that game in particular, it kind of draws you in a different way with the music and the sound effects, and like just the theming of the environment that you're going through and the kind of solitude that it plays out. But I love the first game, so I finally picked the second game up and jumped into it. And then the final game is one
Always on my lap.
that I just started a couple days ago, but I kind of really like it a lot. It's called Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I'm playing it on PlayStation 3. I don't know if that one was released on PlayStation or not, but I think you would really like that one. I think you would.
I can picture the cover in my head.
I can too.
Yeah, I do believe it's on both systems.
It's not as good as The Last of Us, because that was like the horror and the that drew you in. But it kind of gives me those kind of vibes because you're playing in a post-apocalyptic world. It has a male and a female character, and you have to use both of the characters to work your way through different levels with different puzzle themes and stuff like that. So really enjoying it so far. Actually, I've been recommended it years ago, but just deep in the backlog, so finally getting around to playing it. A lot of fun.
Nice.
Okay, I'm not letting them go first because I really want to talk about the fact, and I swear people are gonna be like, Jesus, she's been talking about this nonstop in every comment she makes on everybody's channel. I'm playing Rebirth. I am 53 hours in. Is a long.
Is it just Rebirth now? No Final Fantasy
Well,
VII
I mean,
Rebirth?
people know. I've been playing it forever. And I take back my hot take about RPGs are
being too long. Yeah.
Because I'm committed to playing it for probably about 100 hours. I assume it's going to take me over 100 hours at this point because I'm a little over halfway through, and I just want to do everything.
So in the chat, guys, recommend Jen some more 100-hour RPGs that you think she would like, because now she's going full in.
You know what game I'm playing right now?
What?
Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
I checked. I've got 103 hours played, and I'm not even done.
You suck at it.
I think it was supposed to be when I first started, I used to run everywhere. So if I was on one side of the map, I'd walk all the way.
You fast travel nowhere?
No.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, I am now because I'm 103 hours.
Yeah, you're leveling up. You're getting resources.
I've gone through 4 pairs of shoes in that game.
Do you have to buy shoes? Almost asked, but you never know.
No.
Is that the only game you're playing?
2,000 hours.
Third Super Punch-Out?
No.
Okay, you have time vacation to play that, and you didn't.
He got Orlando Super Punch-Out last week. So, I'm on vacation. There's a good time to probably play that. And I'm like, okay, sure. Well, I'm still playing Ninja Gaiden on the NES, and I'm hating my life because I'm getting stuck in level 5. Well, I've gotten through the level 5 and gotten to level 6, but 5 and 6 are tough. I can get through the first 4 levels pretty consistently, But 5 and 6, I usually end up throwing a controller.
I was gonna spill some beans on that. He threw the controller.
I did.
And I was like, what was that sound? And he was
Nothing.
like, what? And I was like, did you throw the controller? He's like, yes. I was like, hold the fucking phone. I was not even allowed to leave the machine on to beat Devil's Island, and he can throw controllers. I'm like, that's
What are you barking at?
Himself.
Oh.
He saw himself.
Teddy,
Get him.
come sit with Dad.
Okay,
Come on
you're
up.
done. Okay, so that's
Okay,
all the
go
games
upstairs.
we're
It's gonna
playing. Channel shout out time, and then we'll get to people's what they're playing, what they're drinking.
All right, I'm gonna do 2. If that's okay with you
Okay,
guys.
no, that's
No problem.
perfect.
Do as many as you
That's
want.
Perfect. I'm
So,
gonna write them down.
The first channel that I want to shout out is Retro Cart Collector. Screech is putting out some amazing content. I had a chance finally to meet him, and he's a fellow Canadian for you guys.
Yeah, I know.
did
We've been
meet him
watching.
down
We
at
just
Seeds this
started
past
watching his channel like maybe a couple months ago. I didn't even know about him.
The biggest thing is just I've been watching him for like probably I don't know a year or so or however it's been a while since I discovered him, but
yeah,
he's really figured out how to make some really beautiful polished videos. Like
he has.
You guys do the same, so I haven't figured that out. I just kind of cobble it together. You know, it's dysfunctional as I am able to do, but he's putting out some amazing content, and he's a hell of a guy, hell of a nice guy. And just I like watching his stuff. He's kind of his collecting is kind of the same mindset as mine is, but he's figured it out for sure. So great guy. He's got a little more subscribers than I do. So a lot of you guys out there probably have already discovered him.
He just crossed over the 1,000 threshold with giving away the NES. Once he crossed over the 1,000, he gave away the signed NES.
Yeah. I got to sign it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Cool.
I watched that video and I had just watched his, like, I think it's his 10th part in the series of 10 of his NES games.
Yeah.
Just going through them 10 at a time and talking about them. And yeah, like the pop-ups he did on the screen and the lighting in the background and everything he's doing is
he's putting it
really
together the right way.
good. Yeah, great channel. That's a great
Teddy,
suggestion.
Leave it.
Really good one.
Don't touch the
What's
camera.
your second channel?
So the second channel I want to shout out is up for YouTuber of the month this month,
Nice.
and that is Retro Projections. He plays. Well, I would say probably at
Never
least
heard of that
50% of his play videos are through a projector that he puts on his wall.
Oh,
in his
yeah.
room. Very cool.
What?
Heck of a video game knowledge. Like the guy, like he's a huge Sega fan. So if you're into Sega, or if you're learning, like me, I was a Nintendo kid, so anything about Sega, I'm kind of still learning.
I was a Sega kid.
Same.
And but he knows his stuff about the Sega Genesis, Sega, all the Sega consoles. But really good guy, and like I said, he's up for YouTuber of the month. I like the videos he's put out. He does a lot of play. That's what he does. He enjoys playing games. So if you guys like watching Let's Play and like someone just doing some playthroughs, he's been running through Wonder Boy, one of the Wonder Boy games here. The last the Dragon. I don't even know which one it is, but it's been pretty cool. Every Sunday he's been dropping like a video while he's working his way through it. But awesome guy, and for sure, any of you guys that haven't subscribed to him, go over and check his channel out. John's a great guy.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely check him out. That's one I hadn't heard of because I'm always trying to find new channels to like that love playing their games. That's what I love about YouTube because 5 years ago I wasn't that person. I didn't know anything, and so I'm really trying to get a rapid education.
Don't sell yourself short. You still don't know.
Aw, thanks, babe. Trying to get a rapid education of gaming, and I feel like this is the best way to learn. Like when I found your channel, when I found Steve's channel, like all these channels, I find little bit by little bit. I'm getting all this like little pieces of knowledge. Like if it's an NES game, chances are I'm going to learn something new from you. If it's a horror game that I haven't heard of, it's an indie horror game, chances are I'm going to learn about it from Steve or from Unnecessary Rambling. So it's really cool to put this community together and see all these games I may not have heard of. And then I was like, I got to try that.
Well, like I keep saying community, but it's like when we were kids, it was your friends.
Yeah.
That was your community, and that's how you learned about video games, from your friends. So this basically it now. When we're adults, we have a community, but most of it's online.
Mm-hmm.
You're online
Well, you
friends.
guys have the luxury of having Dennis right there with you guys.
Yeah.
Hang out and play games. I wish
We're
I
actually-
had somebody that actually wanted to play games because I don't have any friends locally that really want to sit down and play. So that that's awesome that you guys are able to do that.
And
And
we're
it shows. It shows on the video.
very lucky because even the people we had over a couple weeks
We had a
ago,
barbecue, yeah, and I
Like, we-
usually do up the game room. I got everything turned on. Games are all playing and all the TVs. Got the Pandora's box, the arcade stick set up. And
You
people
and-
will
you
just
and Chloe
randomly
played for a bit?
go grab
Yeah.
something, try it, play this, play that. And,
yeah.
yeah, even the people that don't really game.
And we played 5 hours of Rock Band.
Rock band that night, yeah.
Yeah. We had a blast.
I couldn't even talk the next day.
Like we realized how fortunate that is to have people close. So.
Mitchell
Okay.
was right. Community does mean Dennis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back through. There's so many people in the chat. I think I didn't say hey to Scotty J Retro yet.
Scotty!
Do a Hitman. Mitchell's in there. I said, sorry, I did mean 8-bitch glitch. That's harder to say now when I have to try to say it. When I'm not trying to say it, it's super easy.
She was saying that for a
Oh
while.
my god!
I think we tried to do a video or something there. And
well,
you were
it
trying
was
to
his
say
Christmas special.
that's what it was. And
Yes.
every time we must have had to do that take like 5 times.
It was crazy. Oh, thank you for the love on our t-shirts, Loco Wolf.
I thought it
mentioned
said
that.
nice tits.
Nice tits and
Thank
nice-
you.
Thanks, I grew them myself.
All
Okay,
right.
you wanna come sit up with
So,
us right here? Come on.
I
No?
never pronounced his name right, and I was so excited to meet him at Siege. Owazram? Is that water? He's drinking some water. It's good to hydrate. You gotta
Hydration,
stay
buddy.
hydrated. I beat Section 8 on the 360 Thursday. That's awesome. David B's drinking Pepsi. Listen, I'm double fisting. I got beer and I got Pepsi. So
It's too much hydration.
it's
for
too
me.
much hydration. Marcus is drinking an old fashioned and playing Ratchet and Clank series.
Atta boy.
Nice.
Nice. Let me see. Vodka. Nothing but vodka. Woo!
Whoa.
And Destiny. And he said he's got over 2,000 hours into Destiny. So like
Holy
I guess
smokes.
my
So you
100
don't really
hours
like
in
it that much, or
it's like it's whatever.
It's really only after about the 1500 mark that you really get into,
Get into
it.
that
Oh
game
yeah,
there,
yeah.
yeah.
What is a Paul Mason smooth chocolate video game votery? Was he not at Siege too? Or was he at SoCal or was he at both?
He was at Siege this year, yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
he
a
might have
couple
been
years
at
back.
SoCal.
That's the problem with all the videos; they start to blend together.
I
right?
know. Well,
Yeah.
even Fresh was like, when we went to Siege in 2022, and I was like,
Oh,
what, dude? No, you went in 2023. And Mary even corrected him on his video. She's like, no, it wasn't that long ago. It was last year that we went. But the years start to blur together when you're that old.
Right?
Video game
Yeah.
votery. That's another Maryland guy right there. Representing.
Nice. Sipping on Dickens cider.
Mitchell.
The
Dickens cider.
The commercial for that Dickens cider. It's hilarious. Anybody who
I've seen
hasn't
that
seen
commercial.
that,
You've not?
No,
Oh,
sounds like my kind of
I'm
comedy.
having a Dickens cider. I'm having a Dickens cider. Me too. We have a Dickens cider together. Like it's the whole thing is hilarious.
How did I not see that?
look at Loco's comment about my.
Dennis, when are you creating your channel reviewing Malefitos?
I had started it, and then YouTube they banned it.
Yeah, but if you make it educational, they won't.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's right. Maybe I should
Oh.
re-edit it.
Yeah, you could try.
I'll give it a
Jedi
try.
Fallen Order, 8-bit glitch, and cider's already hitting. Oh, that's good. Strawberry Daiquiri do a Hitman recently while at the casino. That is nice. Then somebody mentioned Blur.
It's a Blur's fun.
Yeah. Ease. I can't do Roman numerals. What?
That's 9.
Ease
yeah.
9, Dragon
Dragon
Quest
Quest
11,
11.
Harvestella, and the Settlers Allies. So you're just
Oh, you got a lot of stuff on
You're
the
just
go,
playing
buddy.
all the games, all the long games. Persona 5, Local Wolf.
Josh, while Jen's doing this, give us a number between 1 and 52.
He hasn't done a game yet.
No, but Dennis is going to take 5 minutes counting the friggin' whatever.
37.
Okay.
37, Dennis.
I'm
Big
gonna make
number.
Dennis count.
Thanks, Josh.
More remake. Yeah, Local Wolf. Did I get through Dragon's Trap, Wonder Boy? blah 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 blah. I lost count. Square pegs. I'm camping right now, but had to pop in and say that Josh is the best.
Aha!
Here's Jay.
I think
Enjoy.
Sam is camping this week.
Where are
too.
you camping that you have that kind of signal?
Yeah,
Not up in Canada, that's for sure.
definitely.
Come on, Teddy Bear. Jump up, buddy.
I find some of the best stuff in Delaware. Brandy, it shocks me how far you'll travel for stuff.
Hey, let's be realistic. Brandy finds some of the best stuff everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Insanity.
But Josh, is that the same for you? If you're like, I just got off work. This is Brandy. I just got off work, but I messaged this guy on Facebook Marketplace. He lives 2 hours away. That's
Look.
close.
Ooh.
All travel.
So I don't actually live that far from Brandy. We're like maybe an hour and a half away from one another.
Yeah.
But I do not. I mean, I think I do pretty well, but I don't have that kind of luck. No way. And she's definitely willing to put in the work. That's
Well,
the
you
thing.
got-
But that's why she gets the stuff.
Yeah,
you gotta
because
be
she puts
on
the
it.
work.
You got to be
Yeah.
on it
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah. So
Now that we're working night shifts,
Oh.
we miss so much stuff like hunting because
You
I'm
know
in
what's funny?
bed.
Is that I worked second shift for like a number of years, and I felt like I did better when I worked second shift than I do working daytime.
Yeah.
Like, I would hit the thrifts a lot more. I would find a lot more stuff during the day. Just
Well,
messing around.
there's that. But with our pawn shop here, they put their daily deals out
Yeah.
at 11 a.m. every day. So what they got the night before, that's like the best of the best, they'll put it out. And then we're not up by
Wow.
11.
I only get up.
So people
Between
will
2 and
say,
3.
hold that for me.
Yeah. It's already gone.
It's
but-
already gone.
That's
Oh.
why if you notice our pickups, we're not getting a lot of retro stuff lately.
Yeah, there's just like
we're
they
I keep missing. Every time I wake up, I check. I'm like, damn it, I missed that.
I
missed
was
that.
looking forward to this weekend because there's like not too far away from me. There's a community that does a 3-day yard sale, and you can't throw a
Ooh.
rock without finding a yard sale. That's how many yard sales there are. I
Nice.
probably
wow.
Thursday and Friday I probably hit about 60 or 70 yard sales. And this last year I cleaned up. Like I came home with a carload of video games.
Wow.
This year, nothing. Not
Really?
I did come home with a couple CRTs.
Yeah.
But beyond
Oh.
that, no video games. Like everybody that I went to, they were like, everybody's asking for video games.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly difficult now.
Like people will show up early. I was just talking to we were at Perler Pond today.
There's
because-
retro cart collector.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Say the name, you shall summon them.
We summoned you
She's
here,
like
retro card
Beetlejuice.
collector. Don't say it 3 times.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, but not that.
That's twice.
That's twice.
Oh,
Can you count?
no.
Like
Okay.
Keaton show up.
This
and
was 12.
Oh,
like-
I like that one. Okay. Let's
Okay, let's
get
do the
to
first
game.
the
But
first game.
I'm like real high tech now, guys. So bear with me. Let's see if we can do it
Yeah.
and not screw it up.
So
So
feel
we're gonna
free.
do this, and then we're gonna do this. So the first game we have
Honorable
Yes.
mention.
honorable mention.
How many of y'all
Fraud
played that
Supplies.
right there?
I don't think I have.
I played that.
I haven't. I've seen it before, but I haven't.
Look how
I used to-
entertaining that is right there.
I used to love when you miss your jump there and you fall in the water.
That's it. That was the entertainment of it all.
Yeah.
Let me tell
This
you,
game
I
right
did
here.
not. I did
When I
not
was a
play
kid-
this.
When I was a kid and we got an Atari 2600, it was my dad's system, and this was the only game that we had for probably like a year. Like
Yeah.
he brought the system home. This was the one game. So my sister and I would play this game all the time, and as you can see, it's riveting, right? The best part is just
It's
jumping off
riveting.
the-
Rivet.
Riveting. Wait,
the
give a
sound
couple
effects
more
when you
beer.
hit
The jokes
water
get worse.
splash. But that's a big memory for me because we spent a lot of time playing this game, just jumping back and forth and catching flies.
Never Enough Tech said this was in the movie Grandma's Boy. That's a friggin' awesome
Oh, that's a
movie.
Which
good
is an
movie.
awesome movie.
It
That's an
is. I
awesome
love that movie.
This
There
goes
it is.
on for 3 minutes
How
because I was like, how long?
long will he talk about Jen? It's an Atari game. How long can you talk about
Well,
it?
there's not a whole lot. to
Oh,
talk
that's
about
sploosh.
to
We just
that.
seen it, right?
I tell you, once you fall in the water, you keep jumping in the water. Just sploosh. Sploosh.
There's no way to correct it.
Yeah. So for from what I could gather, because it seemed like there was a timer on it, and basically, as soon as you get to the end of that timer, that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Whoever-
Was that what it was? It was under time, or was it the first?
Okay,
like 20?
just mute it and keep an eye on that.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
when it
mute
goes off,
that.
you can pause it. But we'll read off the question for you.
What question?
The
Oh.
question?
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, what question?
I forgot what we were doing here.
Because I got to go
Okay.
through my cheat sheet anyway.
Right, there you
Okay,
go.
there you go.
Dennis, can you read? You need help.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
What
Oh,
are
shit.
what are some must-have snacks in your game room
That's an easy one. Beer.
other than flies?
That's absolutely the answer to that too. I don't even know where that one is on my little cheat sheet, so this may not have worked out too well anyway. But I was actually thinking, to be honest with you, I don't eat a whole lot while I'm gaming. I mean, probably it's going to be something that is not going to I'm not going to be munching that on Doritos because I'm not going to have the crap all over my fingers. So probably something like, some kind of cold beverage. Most of the time it's probably going to be beer. Occasionally it might be something else, but something like some combos or something like that that's not going to leave crap all over my fingers, and then I'm just going to be able to continue what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's
Not an
that's
exciting
the same
answer,
with
but-
us.
That's why all my shirts are all dirty on the shoulders because I'll eat something and then I
Goes
do
like
this.
Yeah. Usually popcorn, sometimes.
Yeah,
Cool
yeah.
Ranch
What do we
Doritos.
usually have when we play baseball?
Sandwiches.
I make bologna sandwiches because we play for like 8 hours straight there, and then we're
Oh,
halfway
yeah.
through. Oh, let's have a sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, you should make something at least for Dennis when he comes over here, and he's like,
Well, what do you expect me to make, really? Though, come on.
that. Like, you want me to make?
If I'm at barbecue and I
You
what
want
am
me
I
to
making?
make my friend some food? I was like, well, that's what I would do. He's like, no, that's gay.
Again, that's the difference between us guys and our friends. We would just be like, "Hey, dude, what you want something to eat? All right, I made you a
Yeah.
bologna sandwich.
Yeah,
Throw a bag of chips at you. They're like,
bag of
"Eat
chips.
that."
And
Yeah.
survive on that, buddy. That's what I do.
Yeah, and then I'm
There
just blown away. Like,
Where we get all fancy is when we say, "What kind of beer do you want, guy? You want an IPA?
Yeah.
I got a wheat beer. It's a great wheat beer."
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll give you options.
See, that's the difference, because if we're playing games, I'm like, guys, listen, I have chicken breast in the fridge. I can grill it up and make us like chicken
Yeah.
sandwiches.
So
and
then
I'm
we
done.
leaves
Yeah.
and we go
That's
when
what
we
they
play
tell
baseball.
you to get you to go make food so they can continue playing.
Play baseball.
Yeah.
That's
We
exactly
play
it.
baseball.
It happens all the damn time. Yeah, you could
thanks,
repeat
Scott. It's a tactic.
She's gone, dude. Let's play some baseball.
that every time.
Don't worry, Jay. We'll pause it. We'll wait for you.
Yeah.
No, they automatically put on baseball, and then they try to get me to do other tasks so they can play more baseball.
So do you have
Two
anything
years
in the
this
chat?
year.
Okay.
Yeah, pretzels for the win.
Pretzels are
Pretzels.
good, clean
Yeah.
food. And you know what? Go good with beer too.
Check mix, alcohol, potato chips, Reese's. Like, yeah, if you have a bag of
Yeah.
candy, you can just go "Rah, rah," and throw that in your mouth. That's it. Listen, nobody pause the screen there and make a meme out of that, because I don't want that.
In your mouth.
Oh, Captain Edward's here.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Captain.
Pizza.
GP hit it perfectly right there. Beer is just liquid bread.
Yeah,
Good to go.
that's
Go.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. So that's, there's always a lot of beer. We
Josh, I
usually
noticed
drink
that we're
alone.
like trained monkeys. If I take a sip, you take a sip. If you take a sip,
Yeah.
I take a sip. By the end of it, we're gonna be wasting.
It's like yawning. Oh, I see somebody take a sip. I gotta take one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game, you guys probably already
Next
thought,
game.
because I am an
Jen ruined
amateur.
So
and
this
I
is
do
another
that.
honorable mention.
No, this is one of his three.
Oh. Retro games.
No, three. Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is one of his 3, but 6
Yes.
Retro games.
retro
Not an
games.
honorable mention.
No, this is
All right.
the first one on the list. I don't know if I asked him to put it from like what is his favorite or whatever.
It
No,
doesn't
there's not. That doesn't matter. It's just here
Yeah, I
it
think
is.
I kind of did it chronologically, sort of.
I
guess.
Did.
I don't know. I don't
noticed
remember
that.
what the games even are because I don't have it written down. So,
You're gonna find out.
so like I know it's probably cliche, a lot of you guys out there, but for me, the Atari 2600, it was my first game, but it wasn't my first love when it came to video games. So the first time that I ever played Super Mario Brothers, the first game, it was just like mind blown because we'd always played Frogs and Flies. We'd always played Frogger. We'd always played Pac-Man,
Yeah.
all those things on the
Yeah.
2600. And then I remember going to a friend's house and he had a Nintendo and he put Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers in. And it was just like, wow, holy crap. Look at the
Yeah.
graphics here. This is amazing,
Yeah.
right? But truthfully, if you're going to play a Mario game, Mario Brothers 3 is the best of all of them. Some folks would say Super
This-
Mario World. And Mario World is a great game, no doubt about it. But the first time that you could move around and have the world map, I mean, who hasn't played this level of game right here?
This is
Right?
my favorite Mario game.
Like
It-
who doesn't know you can't go behind that white block?
The white block, yeah,
What?
exactly.
Like,
You can fly
I
up
just-
right here, and everybody
Yeah.
knows. You can
Okay,
fly up,
okay,
you can
here-
find all kinds of coins and stuff.
Here's a question for the chat. Did you guys play the game or did you watch the movie The Wizard first? What came first?
Yeah, what came first for you?
The
I
game
guess?
or the movie? I don't remember, but I was thinking of that today.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
Jen
did
had shown
not
me.
watch that movie until I was an adult.
Oh,
No
yeah?
doubt. Nope.
Oh, I remember I watched it when I was a
I
kid.
don't know that I ever watched it all the way through, but I have a terrible
What?
recall. I have a terrible recall. So I may
Total.
have seen it. Total. I have a total terrible recall. I've seen Total Recall. But always getting the whistles to get to the last world. So does anybody do it like legit all the way through, or do you usually
Always.
use the whistle?
Well,
I don't cheat and use the whistle.
You know what I
That's
think?
For, whistles for
genuinely
wusses.
feel like nobody
That's a t-shirt right there.
nobody beat this game by doing it legitimately level by level. Original.
Not when you're a kid. Not when you're a kid.
After
No.
the fact, maybe, but not originally.
No.
I'm like, I'm skipping the ice world. That's bullshit. Let's get done with that.
What was worse, Ice Worlds or Water Worlds?
It's the slipping. It's
Water.
the slipping.
Water Worlds. are
Water, I hate
terrible.
water.
Oh, I don't know, guys. That's slipping off the edge of a platform. I'm like,
I
this is bullshit.
want to run through it like my butt's on fire, and I just I'm constantly holding the run. I'm running, let's run, and I can't stop myself.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Water areas never bothered me as much as that scrolling screen that was like wouldn't stop, and then you're also on ice. So you're like, I can't stop, but also I can't stop. So the slipping is
So
terrible. Thank you.
I know there's a mindset that Super Mario World is the superior game of the two, and I can't dispute that. It's a great game, but Mario 3, that's for me. That's my choice in that.
I agree with you because I didn't have the Super Nintendo when I was a kid. I had the Sega Genesis, so I only played Super Mario World like maybe 10 years ago or
Yeah.
something. It was the first time I played it. So for me, Super Mario 3 is my favorite Mario game.
Now, me and Dennis both like Super Mario 2. I
I-
don't know if it's my favorite.
And I can't talk to you. Pete.
I prefer Super Mario 2 over Super Mario 3.
Get out.
I want you to leave now.
I'm keeping the shirt.
Yeah.
I want the rest of that beer though.
Done.
There you go. Then it's gonna go viral.
Yeah. You'll get so much money.
Oh, please, no,
You
I
can
don't.
stop selling your feet pictures.
That's way too lucrative for him right there to stop.
I almost lost my beer thing.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's true.
You should stop buying the feet pictures though. Like
Quick, give me the credit card.
we want to go to Siege next year. We gotta stop buying the feet pictures.
Let's go.
I
Yes,
know.
sir.
So that's where we were planning to go to Scotland next year, but we think it's gonna be Siege. It's just
It's just with Alex going
starting college,
all that
yeah.
stuff there, the timing, going right out of high school, going to college, and then I was like, okay, no, maybe I'll have to wait till the year after.
Yeah.
I want to do a group trip to Scotland.
Oh, dude,
Let's
that'd
do
be
that. Generation Pixel, can we stay at your house?
awesome.
Listen, give me the 4. We'll share time with them. We'll stay between the both of them, and it'll be fine.
I thought Canadians were nice.
Let's do Dennis's feast.
All of them.
All of them. It's Midwest Gaming Classic. Screw Siege. Dude, listen, Captain.
I do want to get out to MGC eventually. It
That
just
would be
hasn't worked.
cool
I was going to go
eventually,
this year, but it just didn't work out very well for me with the schedule and things going on.
Oh,
You're gonna
oh.
go bumping.
pick another number.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
1 and
Right.
51. 1 and 50.
3.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you can
Nice
count.
and easy for you.
Mark, stand on cat. Oh my God, help me out here. Farmerin there? I'm really bad.
What?
I'm guessing.
We had a dude on here for the longest time, and I pronounced his
Mike.
name
Is that Mike?
Mike Hawker. And I was like, it took me a good year to get the joke.
Dennis got it before the rest of us.
Yeah, I finally clued in because I said it fast. Mike Hawk hurts, and I went, what? And then we laughed our asses off.
And
Yeah.
then we never seen him again.
Generations Pixel saying you assume we live in a house. Well, we live in igloos. This is just like, see? I don't
Okay,
know what you guys
how many games do we have on here? Because I'm trying to spread the questions out kind of evenly.
Okay.
So do we do a question or do we
let's
do a game?
question.
All right, Dennis. Question master.
Question. Next question. There's like 3 questions on this.
Come on, Jen.
I got it.
Okay.
What's retro? What's modern? What's your line in the sand?
I don't even
yeah.
need my cheat sheet for this one. So, a couple weeks ago, this got asked in a Facebook group that I was on, and I clearly threw down where my line in the sand is with this, and I was promptly called a buffoon and a moron and everything else that an internet troll would call you.
No.
It's the usual, right?
The fact is, and this is the
That
way
was
I
your
feel
wife.
about it. Retro and modern, there's a clear divide, and that is between the 6th and the 7th generation. 6th generation and prior, you had CRTs. That's what you hooked up to. We didn't have the fancy HD graphics. 7th generation and beyond. Now, I know there's going to be people that say you can hook the 360 up to a CRT. Yes, you can hook anything up to a CRT if you want to. But HD graphics, non-HD graphics. Now, I think a lot of that, too, has to do with the inventiveness of them as well, because I think the 7th generation was the final generation, in my opinion, that really they were willing to take any kind of risk with. The 6th generation, way more. Like PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube,
Yeah.
there was so much risk taken with the development of games. I mean, that's why we got so many cool IPs from those generations and prior to that. And then the 7th generation, for me, that's the last that they started taking risks with. But that's the first of the modern, because it was all made for HD televisions. Now, I know there's going to be people that are going to argue that, but I feel very strongly about that.
The 360 library is one of the best libraries.
Amazing. Amazing. The whole 7th generation, the PlayStation 3 powerhouse, and so is the 360. Now, you're gonna like love which of those systems that you love more based upon most likely nostalgia, what you started out with, but you can't go wrong with either system.
No, you can't.
We got Gingerbeard, the gaming dad, in the house. He just came.
My people.
There we go. I've heard there's so many great points for line in the sand.
I like that.
That's a really good one.
HD graphics is the line in the sand. We always go by the 20-year mark. That's just
now. See,
people still call us out on that. So
that's why I was called a moron, because they said it has to do with age. But I don't think it does. Honestly, PS3 and Xbox 360 were the beginning of modern. And at some point in the future, whatever the tech is, it may change, and that 3 or 4 generations may be something totally different. But for now, that's what it is.
Well, the one that bothers me that I hear sometimes, which I initially agreed with to a certain degree, but then I was like, no, that can't be, was cart. Everything cart is retro. I'm like,
anything on a disc was modern. I'm like, you can't call PS1 a modern game.
Switch is cart. So you can't say that's retro.
I wish they'd bring back carts.
Like that's technically just a little cart.
They may to a point anyway. I think the fact is that and then this is a totally different question that you have on the list, but the whole physical versus digital thing. I mean, right now, everybody that downloads it, when you download a game, you're giving them the ammunition they need to get rid of physical media.
Yes. And like we really got to think about it before we purchase a digital game. Like if it's an indie game, if it's like $5, like maybe they need enough stats to go, you know what, this game is doing well, maybe we bring it to physical. And if we like the game and we've only spent $5-10 on it, then we'll buy the physical copy too.
But mind
But
you,
with an
we
in-
hold out lots. I
Yes.
held out for what, a year for Sea of Stars?
I held out for Alan Wake 2, and I was like,
Yep.
nah, AAA title, you're not getting.
Broforce.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Broforce, like it's just there's lots of games, but sometimes those indie games don't get the platform they need until they see those digital sales are doing well, and they're like, okay, we can print this.
They're
game.
working with a
People
small
are
budget
going to buy
for
it.
those big AAA games.
Yeah,
There's no excuse.
yeah, like there's no reason you can't make that available. Like
I've
stop
tried to-
trying to push that envelope.
I've tried to push that on my kids with it. I'm like, and 'cause
Yeah.
my daughter who's a teenager, she is big into picking up vinyl and CDs now, and I'm like, CDs, right? But
Yeah.
the fact is that you own that, and I was telling her
Yeah.
that just the other day. I'm like, you own that CD. When you don't want it anymore, you may only sell it for $1 to somebody else, but it's your dollar. Whereas if you
Yep.
download it, you don't own anything, and that's
Yep.
the problem with it. All across the board.
With the way the world's going now, we'll see a movie on Netflix and they've cut out a big portion of it. And I was like, wait,
Oh,
now, where's our original movie that we saw? Well, no, some of these scenes are not appropriate in this, in this time that we're in. I was like, yeah, but it was fine back then. So why are you changing everything? Like, I just don't understand that mentality. Like it's cinema. It's not, it's fiction. I just don't.
And think about how many movies that you do not see on any streaming service.
Yeah.
So,
Well, dude, I started collecting DVDs. My wife hates me for it. So.
I hate that it's like overflowing into a place where I'm
Yeah.
like, where are we putting all these now?
But
'Cause I
like,
hate
you know
clutter.
what? You know what really triggered that DVD collecting was the holiday, like Christmas and Halloween. Anytime, like I could watch Ghostbusters all year long, and on Netflix, and then all of a sudden September rolls around and it's gone. Oh, I want to watch Ghostbusters for Halloween. Well, you got to pay $5.99 to rent it on a different streaming site or whatever. And I'm like, every time. Same with Christmas. Like we have our Christmas movies that I have to watch every year, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Every Christmas, those movies you have to rent if you don't own them.
I love that
They
as a hot take. Digital games
Move on
don't
from one
feel
to
as good as physical.
Yeah. You know what? Another thing with the digital games, I forget what I have.
Yeah.
They're not staring me in the face. There's no motivation to go and play it unless you plan on playing it right then and there. Like, don't be buying up digital games because you'll just forget about them. I know I do. I had a gold membership with Xbox, and I have hundreds of games. I couldn't even tell you what I have. So. Okay,
Yeah.
next game.
I think so. Okay, so we're going to do this next game in a series of games. So we'll let it play all the way through. We'll talk about it. We'll be crazy. We'll be wild. I may go pee. That might be the reason I'm letting it play through.
Well, that's what you're doing with the Pepsi and the beer.
That's right. Okay.
Well, since you're up.
No, I'm not up yet.
Oh, no, I don't need a refill yet.
Okay. How do I do
Maybe
this
I need
again?
a sandwich.
Did I press play? No, I didn't press play. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, so we have an entire, I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 games, multiplayer games on N64.
Hell yeah.
And right now, GoldenEye. And we've never played it. Have you?
I haven't played a whole lot of it.
No, I haven't played it at all.
So, to me, the N64 is still the couch co-op king. Okay, there's so many different games that you can play that are multiplayer. It was built for 4-player split screen. Whether you're talking about death matches or whether you're talking about like this one here, GoldenEye. I have so many memories of playing this game either with friends or with relatives, where we would just get in and just set up whatever kind of wonky like things that you want to do, what kind of weapons you want to use or anything like that, and just go at it. Along with that, you'll see in the montage games like Quake 2, like the death matches were just I spent countless hours just having just a great time with friends and family, just fragging the hell out of each other. And then on to some of the wrestling games that were on the 64. The 64 was an amazing system when it came to just hanging out and playing games with your friends. Unfortunately, I don't have any friends to play with anymore, like I said earlier. But it's still, there's so many memories that of the system. The best wrestling games that were made, and I would fight anybody to the end, were on the Nintendo 64. There's 4 of them. Now, there's some shitty wrestling games, excuse my French, on the N64.
Oh, you go right ahead.
You
But
French it up
those
way
4
monthly.
games that were made by THQ and the Aki Corporation, they're the best. They're still the best. There's nothing better than them. The control setups, the fact that you could kind of craft your own wrestlers, just so much fun playing with friends and family with these games. The obviously, I think No Mercy was the best of the 4, but WCW Revenge, excellent. WrestleMania 2000, even NWO World Tour, and honestly, those games, a couple of them are not going to break the bank. If you want to go out and you want a fun game to play, just multiplayer against one another in all kinds of different matches, go out and grab a couple of these games because you will not go wrong. I know you guys are not huge fans of the N64. Maybe you don't have nostalgia for it.
I
have some.
I don't have the nostalgia.
Massive nostalgia for it.
Yeah. See, the wrestling games I love are on the PS2, the SmackDown games. But I think
Same
it's
here.
the same developer, right?
Probably. I mean, I don't know
THQ.
because I never really played a lot of games on.
Yeah,
the PS2,
I think it is, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem was that in my household, we had Nintendo consoles and then we had the other consoles. So I'm 3.5 years older than my brother. So we both got the NES, but then I got my own SNES. And then by the time I hit that, I kind of was like, I took a real deep, like, I stopped playing games. I like dove right off that cliff and I was done. And then he just kept going. And then now he doesn't play games on console. He plays PC games, but I play console games. So we missed that transition with the N64.
I understand that.
I just didn't get there.
Because I did the same with Super Nintendo. So I'm not as massively nostalgic for Super Nintendo because at that I'm probably a couple years older than you guys. So at that point I had kind of transitioned. I would play some stuff, but I was busy with other things like a teenager would be, right? But
Yeah.
the 64 was the first system that I bought with my own money. And I remember having it set up, and then when friends and stuff would come over, I was in my late teens, early 20s, and you'd be partying, drinking, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And this would be the system you'd play. When relatives would come over, I have tons of memories of playing with my niece and nephews when they were, they were just little kids, and I was like 19 or 20 years old playing these wrestling games and stuff. So that's understandable, but that's why I have so strong feelings about it, and I just think it's an amazing system. There's some great games. Now, don't get me wrong. Just like any other system, there's some crap games on the system, but from a multiplayer standpoint, that system is awesome.
Well, it's built for multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got rid of a good chunk of our N64 games just because we're kind of in a state now with our game rooms where we're getting to the point where we're running out of space for us. Maybe we could fit more if we didn't mind it piling up a little bit more, but we like the aesthetic.
You like these.
So,
Yeah.
but we did keep 2 games, and I really want to get around to playing one this year, but I keep thinking, like, I've got this game I want to play, and I've got this game I want to play, and I got this game, and so it just keeps getting pushed back down. But I think we kept Conkers and Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah. I am
Zelda.
interested in playing maybe Org Tactic. I keep hearing that's good.
Ogre Battles?
Yes,
64?
yes.
Amazing game.
I
That
just
was
never
one that,
see it.
honestly, when I played it, I never really kind of thought that I would fall in love with it. And fantastic. I mean, the N64 unfortunately has really no RPGs on it. There's only a couple, but that's a good one.
Yeah, well, when Scott dove off into the deep end of RPGs, he
Really,
went all the way in.
I keep hearing that. That's a must play. I've never seen it in town. Not that I remember anyway.
I know.
I might have to
Conker
pick it up
had
at Siege.
multiplayer.
I see
Conker
the
had-
break though, and I just think back to the amount of fun that I had actually playing this game right here with friends and family, and just a blast. I know it's very archaic looking now compared to modern graphics.
Yeah.
But
This
that's
was
like
frustrating.
Halo for us.
But you could you agree? You have to play this on a CRT, right? It's like
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
it's like even like my PS1. Like you have to play that on a.
I kind of
CRT.
feel like that any system 6th gen or earlier you should play on a CRT. I know it's not feasible. It's like a space thing for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Just finding
Yeah.
them sometimes now is a pain. But
but I just
Oh,
find
yeah.
I can't see anything. I find it so muddy on a modern screen.
yeah,
I don't have the setup there with the retro tinks and stuff like that to do it. So maybe
That might make
I
a
always worry
difference.
about lag, and those retro tinks aren't cheap either. So
Definitely.
And
not.
honestly, I see some comments in there about the N64 controller. Back then, like, I didn't think the controller was that bad. It's an odd looking controller, but you use it for whatever game you're playing. So
yeah. But I think back then it's like it was something new and different, and it was like now we're like change our controllers, but don't change them too much.
well, it was the first
Like-
controller that had an analog joystick to use.
Yeah,
The difference
yeah.
is, like, and I've even noticed it with the GameCube. A lot of times when you're playing, you're so used to modern setup that you're used to using both joysticks for like moving and for turning your perspective. And that's the problem with the 64 and even the GameCube, to be honest.
I have to point out I see Dan Bunch of Numbers in here now and Jet Screamer.
Jet Screamer.
Yo, what's
That's a
up?
hell of a name. Right
Yeah, love it. But we've like we typically see them in the chat too, so I was excited to see them. It's just like seeing all your friends in the chat, the same people that you like think about and talk to all the time. So it's just cool to see them. So why don't you dig out your question, Dennis, while the rest of this
He has to
plays?
give him another number, right?
Yeah.
What number, Josh?
Let's do
50?
18.
18.
Oh, that's a good one. It's right in the middle there.
That's the last time you ate potpourri.
For 18.
I don't want to miss the question, but I gotta go pee. It could take Dennis like
We could play some baseball.
Oh, Josh, you mind waiting?
Let's do it. Now watch.
he can't play baseball.
Well, it's only a two-player game.
Oh, well, I used to play baseball when my controller.
Oh, the
Well,
truth
not
is
have
out
been plugged
now.
in. I know what you hit.
Listen, the way I hear Dennis has been hitting lately, his controller shouldn't be plugged in. So.
We were sitting at work there at the lunch, and I click on my PlayStation app there. I'm like, look what Dennis is playing. And then I look at Dennis and, well, fuck, he needs to practice because he can't hit for shit lately.
It's true.
Apparently, he's really good at pitching. He did.
Yeah, I'm like, he's pitching amazing, but jeez, he just starts chasing.
Better to be the pitcher than the catcher, Dennis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my hitting was really sucky. I just have zero patience. Any ball is hittable in my book. But
But apparently not. So.
no, not in the video game.
Swing
realm.
away, swing away, Dennis, swing away.
Roll it to me. I'm swinging.
Okay,
Yeah.
give us our question.
I'm golfing.
What are your ultimate goals for your channel platform?
I don't even think I need to look that one up for that either. But
There you go.
I really don't have any goals at all. You guys that watch the channel probably realize that.
Well, you're community based. You just want to be
yeah,
a part
that's
of the
it.
community, and if
Yeah.
you grow,
I'm
you grow.
I'm not
Great.
I didn't start out trying to monetize or do anything funny with it. If it ever happened, maybe that would be cool because, mostly what I would want if I ever monetize would just be able to say, hey, they sent me a couple bucks and I could spend it on a game, right?
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Beyond that,
It's
I
not
just
much,
enjoy,
I'll tell you that.
hanging out with everybody,
Yeah,
talking.
you do it because you
That's-
enjoy it.
There's no goal, no real goals. I mean, I guess I'd like to get better at it, right? If you're going to put the effort into to making videos, you want to put a decent video out. Sometimes that's why it takes me a little longer to do it because I'm not getting anything out of this other than just the interaction. So, but that still doesn't keep me from saying I just want to drop whatever onto YouTube and it just be crap and everybody's gonna be like, oh look, this is.
But
just
I'm going to
garbage."
give you some props because you started putting the gameplay and you did a bit of a fade and you're on the other side.
I
of the
saw
screen,
that. That
and
was
I
cool.
like that. I thought
Yeah.
that was really nice and it was a good way to set it up on the screen. And I think I even said that to you in a comment. I really
Yeah.
liked how you set that up. That looked really good.
Yeah, I
So-
did notice that.
Like, honestly, at the same time, keep it simple so that it doesn't feel like
Keep
work.
it fun, dude.
Keep it fun. Don't worry about like making the most amazing content. The microphone is key and your personality. And those things are both great. So don't worry about anything else. Like the more time you start to put into it and then it's hard to not
Yeah.
go, well, I wish there was some sort of payout from this. It's hard to not go there because you're investing so much time. But
I
I
think a lot
love
of-
what you're putting out.
A lot of people that don't make YouTube videos or don't put much effort into them don't realize
They
that
don't know.
there's work. There's work
Yeah.
involved in it.
Just a lot of time, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You put time into it. You want to, like I have probably 5 or 6 videos right now that are just shot, but they need to be edited, and the editing is
Yeah.
where the time is. So,
Yep.
I just keep it simple, kind of just having fun. I try to make sure that I comment on every video or every comment
Mhm.
that's left for me. Sometimes, for a while, I was keeping up with it steadily, but sometimes it's tough, and life is what it is. So it'll be a couple days before I get back to some people. But
Yeah.
at least I'm definitely going to try to continue to do that. And I just want to have fun. That's it. Just hanging out with you guys, hanging out with other people, and just the comments are what makes it worth it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I have always told Scott, like, if this channel grows, despite doing all the things that we're supposed to do to be successful,
Right.
because they're like, you got to do this and you got to do this. I was like, I don't want to do that.
But yeah, I don't
You're like,
have a job.
You got to put out like 3 videos a week and you got to do this. I'm like,
Not
I
doing
don't
that.
want to do that because I want to play games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I don't want to do that because whatever. Then if it grows, I'm like, oh, cool. I don't feel any pressure from it.
Fortunately for me, because I keep it like this, I don't get a whole lot of, I mean, occasionally, but not a whole lot of negativity with the trolls and things that are out there. They're just not watching the channel. So everybody that's commenting are people that I feel like I'm friends with, right? Some are that I've got to meet. I've gotten lucky to be able to hang out with, and some are just friends I haven't met yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Story, I'm unprofessional and I'm dinging apparently. There we go.
Yeah, we don't get a whole lot of hate on our channels. We get the odd one here and there. I noticed more negative comments on the game room tour than anything, but there was a lot of views on it. So.
Well, that's
Because
just
the
'cause there's a
more
lot-
people that watch,
That's just
the
'cause there's a lot of
odds are
comments.
you're going to
Yeah.
get more negative.
My favorite one was I thought about making a game room, and then my girlfriend and I bought a house together, and I was like, what a waste of money. So I put money into stock and bonds, and I was like, well, I kind of felt bad.
Why are you watching game room tours then if you think they're stupid? Like,
But I honestly, with anything that's like can be conceived as a negative comment, I'm just like, meh. Like, it doesn't really matter to me unless you came to my door and punched me in the face. That'd be different. But like,
the funny part about it though is that you'll read that comment initially and you'll be like, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's gonna reach through the screen, right?
This is why Jen responds to comments and not me.
Like, do I really want to get my blood pressure up over that?
Yeah.
I typically try to kill them with kindness, and if I turn a person around and they see my point of view, then I feel good about it, and I'm like, oh, we're simpatico, we're on the same page. You just misread who I was. And then if they don't, I'm like, you'll never understand who I am or what we're about, and that's fine. And then I just go, moving on.
The thing that
I press unpause for my game and I keep playing it.
The thing that I enjoy the most is when we get somebody that's the same person put 1 or 2, maybe 3 negative comments, and then other people that have watched and comment will start defending us on the comments. I'm like, that's what the community
because
is
everybody
about.
knows that you're like legit, like, and this person is a fool. I mean, like Game Rammer just commented. She said, "Dang, I must get all the negative comments in the group." It's just because they're a-holes and like they like to follow somebody who's doing something cool that everybody else enjoys.
Oh yeah,
can't let it bother you. That's the way
I just don't understand why go out of your way to put negative comments. To me, if you don't like the content, if you don't like what you're watching,
what are we watching?
Don't watch. Just move on. You don't have to stay back and just say, this is bullshit. Why? I don't understand. Just leave. Just go away.
Go over to Facebook or X with all the other bullshit that everybody's posting. So
yeah.
My leg apparently looked like it morphed into the chair, but you know what? My pants are gray and the chair's gray, so I totally get it. Yeah, I know somebody just commented dust on that. I was like, for fuck's sakes, I explained this already. The shelves we made by hand, we painted them. We should have sanded them first, maybe, or polyurethane the top so they're easier to dust. They're not easy to dust. They're like,
plus I got 1,600 games to move the dust around.
There's fibers on the wood. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not explaining again. So thumbs up and thanks. Thanks for noticing the dust.
If anybody out there is watching and they're one of those negative Nellies, the fact is it takes way more energy for you to be an a-hole than it does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just move on. Just move on.
Comment on everything I don't like every day, or I'd just be a cunt. And I mean, some days I am that anyways, but I'd be like a mega cunt. So I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna be a mega cunt today. Just a regular.
Jen
one.
has the tattoo.
A mega.
mega bitch. Yeah. So I'm just like, whatever. I turned 40.
Drop
And I
dead
ran
Fred.
out of Fox.
If you want to
Have you
see
ever
Jen being a mega
Yeah.
bitch, just don't feed her.
Oh yeah.
You want to see me be a mega bitch? Just like meet me in the Chicago airport, and I haven't eaten in 12 hours, and then you'll see a mega bitch.
Oh, you have no idea.
No, I don't think
Right.
Dennis had ever seen that side of me. He was like, I'm out of here.
Oh, he looked at me. He's like, "What the fuck, dude? Are we gonna be okay?"
Should we feed her? Because I think we should feed her.
Next
gonna be a
game,
long
next game,
trip.
Jenny.
Okay, I could just keep bitching about how much
Yeah,
I
I know,
really want
right?
to eat, and when I don't eat, I get cunty. So this live video sucks because I hate Jen socks and Dennis's lame shorts.
You want me to take them
pants
off?
You got your Speedos on?
I got my Speedos on.
So, you can see.
We got Grand Theft Auto 3, and I've been asking people which Grand Theft Auto do I play. Is this
Not
one?
this one.
Not this one.
Not this
This
one.
is just
And this is my choice here. The reason it's my choice though is because when the PS2 came out, I was like strictly a Nintendo guy. I had owned an original Nintendo. I'd owned a Super NES. I'd owned a N64. This changed my allegiance for a few reasons. I mean, obviously the DVD player, it was like a multimedia system, right? Back then in those days. Like I said, I'm probably a little older than some of the viewers, but this game right here made me want to buy a PlayStation 3. And it's not the best of the original trilogy on the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation and Xbox and all that, but this is the one that was first, so that's why I chose it. It's just I have so many memories of this game where buddies would come over and we'd just be hanging out, drinking, and just doing whatever. And the open sandbox type of world is just made for fucking around. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Get in it. You try to cause as much havoc as you could cause. See how many stars you could get. See if you could get the army coming after you with tanks and helicopters and stuff. And how long could you live while you're hanging out? You had the controller. Everybody else is just hanging out, watching, drinking, and like, let's just do it, right? You know, that's what we would do. And then you'd pass it on to whoever once you got killed. But it's not the best of the original. I'm going to say that. Personally, I like Vice City. I know a lot of people would say San Andreas, but Vice City to me was the best.
I'm getting conflicting answers. This is why I can't play Grand Theft Auto. It's because I'm like, oh, look, Vice City. I'm like, oh, okay,
Well,
Vice City.
I really like
San
Vice City
Andreas.
because of the music.
Yeah, because
So-
it's 80s, right?
Yeah.
For me, 3 wouldn't be the one you'd start with because 3 is kind of vanilla. Your main character doesn't talk, so you have no personality in it. The graphics are not quite as polished as they are in Vice City and in San Andreas. San Andreas definitely has the most content. Like the world is massive, so you're gonna find so many things to do within the world. But I just like Vice City because it's the 80s. You got the cool soundtrack. You know, you got the whole Scarface, Arizona.
Yeah.
So it's kind of your preference for what you want to play of the original. But you're not going to probably go back to 3 and go, oh, this game is amazing. Whereas Vice City and San Andreas both they're a little more polished, and you're going to probably enjoy them more than 3. But 3 was the one that started it all.
See, this, like, just watching it, number one, my first thought about Grand Theft Auto, because all I had heard was, so I just drive around and, like, beat up ladies of the night? That's the whole game? Like, honestly.
Ladies, you can't say hooker, but you sit here and say
Leave my
cunt
mom
like
out of
15 times, right?
So I just thought I could say, that's all I do. And people are like, no, it's more than that. And I'm like, oh, because literally that's all I've ever heard. So that's what I assumed the game
So the
was.
beauty of Grand Theft Auto as a whole series is that you can do the game or you can just mess around. It's a giant open sandbox. Like I've enjoyed every game of the mainline series. 3, Vice City, San Andreas, 4, and 5 have been amazing all in their own way. It's just what you want to get out of it. Now, if you're worried about spending hundreds of hours doing nothing, then you may not want to play the game because that's what it is. You can do anything you want to do. You can be whoever you want to be. You want to be a good guy, be a good guy. You want to be a bad guy, be a bad guy. You want to beat old ladies up or beat hookers up, go ahead and do it. You know, you want to just, you don't even have to follow the missions of the game. You can just mess around in the game. That's the beauty of 3, why I loved it so much back then, because a lot of times, like, I played through it, I completed it, I finished the whole game, the whole storyline, but friends and I would just sit there and just have a blast just causing havoc.
Yeah. See, it looks to me, without the combat of Sleeping Dogs, but like Sleeping Dogs meets Watch Dogs meets its own damn thing, like some sort of mobster scene. So like I see a little bit of vibes from kind of some of those games coming into that. I'm like, I'm interested in it, but it's so that
all those
where
games
do I start?
Those games were from Grand Theft Auto. Like they were, you know, that's where they got the idea from.
Yeah, you could totally see that. Dennis, you're getting some comments that people want you to start your Speedo OnlyFans channel, and they want the info. They want you to send them the info.
You know, you can sell those things after you're done with them.
Post the link.
Yeah. You just smell you smell
you smell it.
You smell your Speedo.
Well, see, what I would do is I would go to the...
Look, right? Big sweaty that's here.
Well, see, what I would do with my Speedos is I wear them, I go to the gym, I hit the stair climber, get really sweaty, really get my juices flowing, and then you box it up and then you sell it.
There.
Get in there. Oh, I'm hiking it up there. Oh. Do it well.
You know what? I think I showed you that. Like, is it a meme? The old Skeletor memes I show you.
Yeah.
The only thing used that you cost more than it being new is women's underwear. Yeah.
I
didn't say that right, but it was funnier when Skeletor did it.
Yeah, it was funnier. I can't even talk now. I've only had like half a beer and most of a Diet Pepsi.
Whoa.
Right?
Settle down, lady.
What do we got left on this?
Pick a number. No, we're all done. Retro.
Pick a number, and then we'll get into the modern games.
Yeah.
27.
27. How old I am going to be. You're so smart.
Big Sweaty. That's how you got the name from the Speedos all up in there.
Yeah.
You make more money that way.
You do.
Damn right.
What if you leave a track?
Even better.
Oh.
You charge extra for that.
It's not milk and Pepsi. Listen, anybody that mixes a drink with milk and Pepsi, disgusting. Why would we do that? No, but isn't that how you make how they make it here?
Sick?
Yeah, that's how they make it. Isn't there a drink where you add vodka, milk, and Pepsi?
Is that like a White Russian or something?
White Russian?
Oh.
But we don't do that or is that how we do it in Miramichi? I don't know. I don't drink them. That's gross. You can't do that. Although people make it.
It's Paralyzer.
Paralyzer. There we go.
Yes.
You got it?
I got it.
This is a really good one.
This is an awesome question.
This is a really good one.
Okay. Let's pick something else then. What's the best game you played this year?
Ooh.
Best game I played this year. I'm thinking so far right now, maybe Puppeteer. It was a short.
Oh.
I actually got it from you guys. Actually,
I was going to trade you that game.
Yeah. So it's kind of just it's not long. You won't spend a lot of time with it. Honestly, you'll probably beat it in like 1 or 2 sittings if you really sunk some time into it. It's got a little bit of replayability because there's some collectibles that you can get through as you go through it. But it just was a cute little story, and the way it was themed out, like you're on like a stage, and there's like the audience is out there, and they're like making noises and stuff as things go along, and as you go through, and the collectibles do different things. They can unlock different little bonus stages and open different ways up through the level. But not a difficult game by any means, but it just was one of those ones that kind of leaves an impression on you when you play it. It was fun.
Well, see. we traded it to you, and that was the only game that I was like, "Ugh, maybe we should have kept it."
But we found another copy.
Another copy came up for an
Soon after.
amazing price
Yeah.
soon after. We were like, okay, I guess we're meant to have this game. So we picked it up. I haven't played it yet, but it was one that I wanted to add to the collection, but I knew how much you wanted.
Valkyrie profile.
Yes, exactly. And that was like, we still haven't come across that.
No.
In the wild. So had we
No.
I
not
would say
traded
if-
you for it, I
if
don't
you
know when
want-
we would have.
If you want to play it, you could probably complete Puppeteer in a weekend pretty easily.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you wanted to 100% it, maybe a little bit longer just to get all the collectibles and stuff. But really fun little story. I liked it. It was different than anything else that I've played that I could think of, honestly.
Yeah. I know for me, it's right now it's Rebirth, but I'm waiting on Alan Wake 2, and then also Silent Hill 2 remake.
Digital.
What?
Alan Wake 2, right? That hasn't been released physically, right? I don't think they plan.
No, it's coming up. No, it's coming in
Are they going
October.
to?
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
already
too.
pre-ordered.
I like the first
Yeah.
game, but I was like, I'm not buying the digital.
No,
we didn't either. No.
I got the physical with everything on it. It's got the DLC. I think that's what it comes as. So, people are answering in the comments too. What do you guys have?
So, Marcus, is that a game paralyzer? Because that's what I call my my finisher in the bedroom.
Although a local said he wants
Paralyzer. I don't even know.
profits for giving you the speed.
10% out of like 10 million. That's a lot of money. I'll do it.
It's a lot
though.
of speed.
You'll do it because it's only fair.
It's only fair.
It's the right.
You got
it's
it,
the right thing
Loco.
to do.
Well, take care of each other.
I see
Space
some
Marine too?
Parasite Eve in there. That's one
Parasite
that's
Eve.
it's on my list. I have it up here. I have a copy of it, both the first and the second, but just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, the first one is one of my favorites.
That was a great story. Captain Algebra beat Jackal with Magadan this year. They did a no death
Nice.
co-op run.
They beat it together.
Yeah.
No
Nice.
Death Run
Yeah.
co-op.
That was
Co-op.
close. That was a close pick for me on my retro game choices. Honestly, amazing game.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's even better as a co-op game. It really is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
100%.
so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Infinite Wealth, enjoyed it way more than Rebirth. Rebirth is like the best one right now for me, but I was telling Scott, the best co-op game I played this year, I really loved Curse of the Sea Rats.
I was only lukewarm.
that
with
looks
game.
interesting.
It was
I haven't
It's
played
so
it.
It's a
fun.
co-op Metroidvania. It's like don't pay much attention to the story or even
The voice
the
acting?
voice acting's terrible, but the gameplay is fun.
Yeah,
It's a fun
I really
game.
enjoyed it.
If you like Metroidvanias and it's co-op and you
I
play up to
love
4 people,
Metroidvanias.
Metroidvania. I think my game of the year so far is definitely Sea of Stars.
Yeah,
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 definitely
you
so
loved
far.
that, and then we waited. Same thing for that for physical. Do you have
Yeah.
one?
I always forget the name of the game.
Oh,
The one that you guys got me for Christmas.
that you played twice.
Tales of Arise.
Tales of Arise.
Yeah.
That's my favorite game that I played this year. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, that
I
was a
put
really
like
good one.
90 hours or something like that.
Yeah, twice. Because you
No.
played.
Oh
You-
no, that
Did you
was
play
something else.
Tales of Rise twice in a
No.
row?
No,
It seemed that way because it took forever.
Oh, okay.
if you like that, I haven't played Ease 8 yet, but I have 2 copies.
Oh, that's what I
We
played
should-
twice. Was Ease Origins.
Ease Origins.
Yeah.
Oranges?
I don't-
Origins.
That was
Okay.
good.
Modern games.
Modern game.
Here we go.
We're going to go
Let's
into
see
the
what the
modern
modern games.
Well, I
brings you back.
already spoiled the first one. It's basically we're going to talk about the Fallout series.
The series.
Yeah. So the first one we have is Fallout 3, and I haven't
I lo-
played any Fallout games.
So
I
I've
haven't either.
legitimately put a lot. I don't even probably hundreds and hundreds of hours into the Fallout series.
I really want to hear about this, but I'm going to pee.
It-
And if I don't, I don't want to pee at the same time.
the problem I have with the Fallout series though, and this is a game that I love, right? Is that the first 2 games that I played with Fallout 3 and New Vegas is they're so bug ridden and glitch ridden that you have to consistently save all the time in order to make sure that you don't lose progress.
Oh,
That's going to turn a lot of people off from them. But the stories are just, for me, I mean, they're just a first-person shooter RPG. I spent so much time with them. Just the world, the lore that they build with them. 4 has an interesting mechanic where you can actually build your own settlements and stuff. So it has a it's not easy. You have to figure out all the little intricacies of actually how to do it, but that adds a different element to it. But as a whole, I just love the series, the lore of the series, the history, everything that goes along with it. Like any other Bethesda game, though, it's so full of bugs and things of that nature that you have to take it as part of the experience.
My son absolutely loved New Vegas. Played it like back to back to back. I think like crazy there. Like,
so for me, 3, the part of 3 being the charm that it had when I first played it was that I actually live near DC, so I don't live too far away. So I'm kind of familiar with the layout and the way things are, and the fact that they made a wasteland of the area where I can go, I've been there before, I did this, I did
that's
that.
pretty cool.
It's just pretty cool. And I know that may be just me with the region that I live in, but that kind of sucked me into it, and just the gameplay of everything else, I just enjoyed it. It's not super fast paced, even with the combat. That's probably a lot of people's biggest problem with it, is the combat, because if you use VATS, it kind of slows the game down a little bit. But it just worked for me. You can level your character up, you can get different perks and attributes that make your character you can build your character out how you want to, and that's what I liked about it.
Dennis, how you doing on your beer? You refill?
So I know we
I'm
also
almost done.
have,
Okay.
I don't know how far we got into it, but we got New Vegas here as well.
Well, I
New
was
Vegas
telling
has
him that
better
Alex
rating.
loved this one.
Yeah, I was looking through the comments, and a lot of people are like, Fallout 3 is my favorite. Like,
I keep meaning, I've even talked on
Yeah.
a video about playing a Fallout game, and I can't remember what people recommended for the Fallout. What Fallout game do you think I should play, Josh? Like, because I haven't played any of them. What's the
If it
best
was
experience
me,
we're
I
gonna
would
get?
say start with 3.
3?
And make sure you save a lot when you're playing,
Yeah.
so that you don't get frustrated and be like, screw this game. But you're going to
Yeah.
save a lot of time, a whole lot of time into it. I think probably and I'll use it as the 4 main lines as far as 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. New Vegas is probably the best game of the 3 because your choices actually had more consequence than anything else. But I think if you start with 3, that's the way to go, just because, I don't know, that's the way I started. So I kind of feel like that's probably the best way to start. 4 is the least glitchy and buggy of the bunch, but the story just doesn't draw you in like the other 2 as much.
well,
What about Fallout 76? Are you playing
Never-
that one there?
I honestly have never played it, and
No.
folks are probably going to say, "Hey, you're a Fallout fan, why not?" But the whole fact
I
that
heard
it
it
was
was-
like online MMO, it just turned me
Yeah.
off.
oh, yeah.
Well, I heard it was so broken when it first came out that I think that turned a lot of people off.
Oh, it definitely did. And it's the same thing with, like, even if they fixed it now, and I assume it is, and I think I've heard it is, that once
David
you get
B.
a bad
69
taste in
said
your mouth,
76 is meh.
meh.
Yeah,
It's meh.
it's meh.
I need to know, Two Happy Gamers, how late is it in Australia? Because Generation Pixel told us it was 1 a.m. when we started, so I want to know how late it is in Australia, just for curiosity.
Dave is from Australia.
Two Happy Gamers.
He's probably got some shrimp on the barbie.
Well, but it might be 3 in the morning there. We don't know. Maybe they shrimp on the Barbie. And
Oh, can I ask them there? Is that offensive to Australians? Because I was listening to a podcast, a podcast, and they had mentioned that, and one of the guys on the podcast is married to an Australian woman, and they had said something about another shrimp on the Barbie, and the other guy was like, "Oh, you can't say that, or you can't say we are sorry," and he's like, "Well, dude, I'm married to. I don't even know where that comes from because they don't say that over there."
Nick asked, "Where are you at?" You said morning, because we're like 10. We're not even. We're 10, almost 10:30 here.
Yeah, but he might have had a long day and he's getting up and he's saying morning.
That's
Morning.
right. That's right.
Right?
He might be saying that.
So I do have to say, there's
Not
another
shrimp,
game
it's
that came out.
prawns. Oh, maybe
Another
he's
game
in
that came out after
Australia now.
that wasn't too bad. It was called The Outer Worlds. It was made by the same guys that created the first couple of Fallout games. And it's not
Yes.
in the Fallout universe, but it's a little bit of a shorter game, and it has that same kind of first-person shooter RPG elements, but with a quirky kind of goofy humor. I would recommend that game.
Okay.
It's fun.
You get a dog in this game?
Oh, have you watched the
Now I
show?
want to play.
Have you watched
The
the
show was great.
I haven't watched it yet.
Everybody says they.
I've heard
enjoyed
nothing
it.
but good things about
Yep.
it, though.
Yeah.
What I liked about the show was that they incorporated all the elements of the series and the quirky kind of goofy things about it, but it was its own storyline. So you really don't have to play the games to enjoy the show, and you don't have to, vice versa. It was fun. I like it.
Apparently, you can say anything to Australians.
Just like Canadians, then. You guys are just like Canadians.
back.
Listen, they freely say cunt over there, and I just wish that was normal here. That's my favorite word. It's my favorite. I call you a cunt whether you're a great person or a terrible person. You'll never know. But it's fun. And I just want to say it more often. So, guys, I'm moving to Australia. I just want to let you all know. I don't know if my family's coming with me.
I burn. I'm a ginger.
Listen, it's winter when it's summer here. It's summer when it's winter. I didn't know it until I was an adult. It was
I just
very
want to
confusing.
fight a kangaroo.
That one
You
guy
will
did.
lose.
You will lose.
Maybe don't play. You will lose.
I must break you.
Okay. Pick a number and we'll see if Dennis can still
Pick a
count.
number.
Dennis, I'm gonna go easy on you. 52, man.
52.
Well,
There's
that's
no
the end of-
52 left in the deck.
Yeah,
you
but
pick
it's
one.
Just take the one.
Let me
Okay,
refill
no.
your beer.
There you go. 52.
Am I reading it?
Well, yeah.
If you still can.
Can you?
I can look at your stuff.
I gotta make sense of it.
Should have had a bilingual.
Okay, I
Wow,
get it.
that's easy.
I get it. Okay, Josh, which game in your collection would you like to forget so you can play it fresh all over again?
The easy answer for that would be The Last of Us because we all love that game. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
let me go with something a little bit different for that. I'm gonna say Ghostbusters, the video game.
Oh.
Because
Oh,
that game, it consistently ranks, and it's been a number of years probably since I've played it, but it consistently ranks in my top 10 for sure. It's like playing the third movie, like the third legitimate movie, and it's
Yeah.
just fun. It's just fun to pop it in and play it. You play as a recruit to the original Ghostbusters team. It's based in I guess the early 1990s, and the story is fantastic. The gameplay and the controls are just fantastic, and it's just fun to play.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever played it?
I
we
heard.
played it a little bit with Alex.
Yes, we did. Although
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
different
Stream or
start.
something, right?
we haven't played more than just that. I was
I-
listening.
I said that I would play through it, and I just never did.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
don't
ain't
know.
great.
I still have it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a super long game. It's just I enjoyed the hell out of playing it. It just feels like
Yeah.
you're in a Ghostbusters movie.
It's a Halloween game for sure.
Yeah,
That's
for
what
sure.
makes me feel. Yeah.
Definitely. I was listening to you, and I got a little bit lost in the. I've been kicked by a kangaroo. Not fun in the beans, like I assume. Not fun, beans. No, not fun, bro beans. He didn't kicked in the beans. He's just calling you bro beans.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I don't think either one of this would be fun.
Well, I don't think you'd be enjoying getting kicked in the beans by a kangaroo.
Or just
either.
kicked in general.
Well, some
He's just
weirdos are into that kind of thing.
Well, those asshole kangaroos, they lean back on their tail and then they.
He didn't get kicked in the beans.
Dennis, I'm going for a refill. Did you finish
Always refer to your friends as
Yeah,
bro
boy.
beans.
Bro
That's
beans.
fine. Okay, you don't get to see the next game.
I can see it from here.
No, you can't.
Fine.
You're old. You need glasses.
No, I don't. I'm the only one here that doesn't need glasses.
You don't know that. Okay, next game. Personally excited for this. You'll see why. If I learn how to press play on this and my mouse doesn't freeze. Here we go.
We're asking for a lot.
Here we go. Why can't I hide this thing? Okay. Yeah. Yay.
What's this game?
Who
You
cannot
haven't played
play that one?
Is this a new game?
Ah.
Never heard of this.
I don't know this one.
So you didn't tell me which clip to get for the game, but I personally went and got one of my favorite clips from the game. What terrified me playing this game was in the gym with the
Yeah.
great big bloater. That was
Oh, I heard about this game. I guess it's pretty good. I might have to give it a try.
There isn't a modern game,
It's try,
honestly,
it's
that's
try.
going to move you with the storyline more than this game right here.
no.
I agree.
Even if you're not a parent, like, even if you've lost somebody you love, or you like have somebody close to you, you can understand that relationship. And I think that's what it is. It's like the zombies are like the intensity of it, but just as much as those relationships in the game, like everybody he loses or everybody he gains along the way.
Yeah.
It's everything.
You've played probably way more horror games than I have, and I mean, I know this isn't strictly a horror game, but there's something about the way that the story lays out, and it just sucks you in little by little, and then by the end, you're 100% vested in this relationship here.
Absolutely.
Amazing game. There's nothing else to say about it. I mean, I don't know that it needed like all the remakes. They remade it for 4. They remade it for 5. To me, it was perfect right on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it was. That saved Sony back then.
It really
They're
did.
like-
It made the PS3 the system it was, because realistically, they honestly didn't know how to use the hardware, and Naughty Dog learned how to optimize that hardware that the PS3 was using to really make use of the system.
So
with
this game was,
Uncharted and The Last of Us.
yeah, this game was one of those games that I think I purchased like months and months before I ever actually played it. And at that point, like, there wasn't a lot of people that were like, "Oh, this is like the greatest thing ever." There wasn't people really even talking about it. And towards the end of the life cycle of that system is when I finally played it. And I remember actually I didn't play it in a game room or anything. It was just sitting in my bed. That's the way I played the whole thing, just in my
Yeah.
bed. And just couldn't stop playing it. Amazing game. I'll never be able to take away the experience of playing this game. That's why I said with the last question, it was like, it's easy to say this game because it's just, if you've never played the game, it doesn't matter which system you play it on, play it. It's that good.
Yeah.
See, the only game that's even ever come close to this, and I won't say The Last of Us 2 because that feels like a bit of a cop-out, because that was a tough story to digest as well, was Days Gone.
Yeah.
And that, like, if you haven't played that, oh my god, there's an amazing story to that. It's like really intense when you get those hordes of zombies coming at you. Like, it's an insane game. But I mean,
I've never actually played that one.
Oh, dude.
You never
one that
played
I
Days
have,
Gone?
but I just never played it.
Yeah,
think
that's
you'd
a must
like it.
play for you, buddy.
Yeah, I think you'd
Yeah.
like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The intensity on that compared to, like, you played it back to back.
See, it was broken when
I-
it came out, but it's all fixed up for the
It's all
most part
fixed.
now. You won't
Yeah,
lose too
like
many
I
bugs.
it took me 40 hours to play through it. I did 100%. And as soon as I was done, I'm like, I'm not done playing. And I replayed for another 40 hours, 100% again. That's how
So-
good it was.
That's actually amazing that you can 100% a game in 40 hours nowadays. But testament to the game. It must be good. I'm gonna have to put it on the short list for sure.
Yeah,
I would be surprised if you don't like it. If you like The Last of Us, I can't see why you wouldn't like Days Gone.
Very
Yeah.
similar combat.
Yeah.
Very
very
combat.
similar. I love what Loco said. He was they were cutting his sister's birthday cake and they delayed it so he could finish the game. He would finish The Last of Us, but he couldn't get into Days Gone. But then,
Really?
you know, there's
Well, that was
few
me
people-
too. How long did I play? Days
I know
Gone?
why
I
you-
never finished it.
You didn't finish it because you didn't like that whole sneaking with the scientist thing.
yeah.
So
And I didn't
Yes.
care for that either, but I
I
knew
don't
it
remember.
was
Yeah,
I deleted a lot of stuff. If I remember.
there's little tiny portions of the game where you're sneaking around for the scientists in the game, and you'll get to that. And I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it was more of a stealth-based mission, those parts of the game. So the people in the area couldn't see you, or you would have to restart, and you'd have to restart. And you just wanted to get in there and run and gun it. And I was like, that's not this part of the game.
I'm
everything
not
else you
stealthy.
can run and gun, but that certain
That you
aspect
had
you
to
had
go
to.
through it stealth-based, and he just couldn't.
Look at the 3 monkeys all grab their glass at the same time.
We
It's
also
funny though
played
about that
it.
because you know that I've never played the game like I said, but sometimes you just want to play the game how you want to play it, right? It doesn't matter
That's
the
it.
way that they want
Yeah.
it to. And I can
Exactly.
appreciate that with Scott, where you just want to, hey, look, I can go in and I can complete this. Just let me do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that was hard, and it was during COVID, so it
I
felt
Yeah.
it was the
We were
wrong time to
locked
try to
up,
get
and
into
I
it.
was irritable to begin with.
Yeah.
2 happy gamers has got to go.
Oh well, it's like He's on daddy duty.
Yeah.
So he's gotta go take care of the little guy.
I seen
Yeah.
a comment there earlier about the Bro Beans as a Blue Mountain State thing. I love Blue
Yeah,
Mountain
Blue
State.
Mountain State's awesome. Have you ever watched that?
Blue Mountain State.
Listen,
Oh,
just
that's
watch
awesome.
the Drug Olympics episode of Blue Mountain State and you're all set.
yeah.
That's the best
That's
part.
awesome,
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
College humor kind of thing.
Oh yeah, total college humor. Okay, I don't know if we. Oh, question time.
Question time?
Give
Oh, you only
Dennis
got one more game after this? That's
one
it?
more game.
Yeah, we
Well-
actually passed the 90 minutes.
Lucky
mark.
number
Fantastic.
13.
13.
That's my dad's birthday, April 13th, and it's his favorite number. He loves it. Does anybody want to know my home address and my social insurance number? We can get this all done right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Well,
think we know what this is.
we've kind of discussed this a little bit earlier. Digital or physical? Right?
All
Digital
digital,
all
right?
the way, because you don't have to have it on dusty shelves.
yeah.
We don't need to
Yeah.
say anything else. The fact of the matter is that if you buy things digitally, you don't own them.
Yeah.
You're renting them. Whether it's
You're
long
renting.
term or short term, you're renting them.
Yeah, and if they don't want you to have the game anymore, they just delete it. And
Yeah,
if
don't
you
want
don't have it downloaded, it's gone.
It works out perfectly for the developers and the owners of the game because they don't have to
Yeah.
produce anything. They don't have to put any money out other than developing the game. So
Yeah.
But you as a consumer, you get nothing out of it. Play it. You may enjoy playing the game. That's great, But when it comes time to shelf it and send it on to somebody else, you can't. So you own
no,
nothing.
exactly. I did. David B just said, just answer next. He's like,
Next.
you know that.
Yeah.
Days Gone was a great game, but it's supposed to be a 3-game series. Yeah, I know. And I also want to say hi to King Collector 9000 because I just saw he popped in. And Tribes, I've seen your name in here, and I was like, I meant to say hi to Tribes. If digital, just get a PC, and that's kind of. I think I have so many games right now
we
that I
had
could
said
probably
that.
just
Yeah,
keep
like
going.
we
But
had said that on our hot takes, and you
Yeah.
said if gaming goes all digital, you'll just get a PC. And I said if it goes all digital, I've got a lot of games here. I can
Yeah.
play.
You just play what you have.
yeah.
That
that's easy.
for me, I mean, I don't need to buy another modern game. I mean, I know that's not
No.
exactly the question we're talking about, but I mean, just sitting on the shelves back here, I probably have 2,000 games. So
Yeah.
why do I need to buy another modern game?
Exactly.
There's plenty of
Yep.
things.
Yeah. And you could be happy, just having time to play the games.
Well, that's
Yeah.
funny because it's another whole question that I think I've heard you guys talk about on your channel where you were like, the past or the future, right? So what do
Yeah.
you want? You choose the past or the future. Now, the future may be amazing. There may be so much awesome stuff that like blows your mind in the future. But in the end, with the past, you already know what you have. There's more than what
Exactly.
you're ever going to accomplish in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's nothing great that has been done.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're making a lot of remakes now. I mean, I
You know
love
what?
remakes, but those
There's
are,
not much originality in the new games coming out. They're afraid to experiment. I don't know if it's a money thing. They don't want to risk it, but
Yeah.
it's all remakes and taking the same ideas or just
Well, that was
another
one of your
sequel
other
or
questions about like remakes or not. Like, I'm all for remakes. Bring them on. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many games that are super expensive that the average person cannot experience. Like, remake it, put it out.
Well, that's why I'm
Yep.
wondering why they're not remaking those games. Why do we have to? I love The Last of Us. I talk about it all the time, but I don't want another remake of The Last of Us or The Last of Us 2. Give me a game that's not accessible.
We
why
were
aren't
just
we
talking
doing
about
that?
this with movies and physical media. Why do they remake great movies? Remake shitty movies and make them
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
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 That would be great. Give us the version we should have had.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah,
of the
it's
shitty
just
version
they know coming in, it was great. It made money in the first place. We'll remake it because it's already been done and you're just polishing it a
Yeah.
little bit.
You're gonna
So
get the
to
fans
me,
of it coming.
You're
spend
not
money.
putting as much effort to polish a game because it's already been done, and then it's just a money grab.
Yeah.
But then you end up with a movie like Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
want to say
Yeah.
hey to Fresh because we summoned you earlier too when we were talking about you not knowing when you're like when we went to Siege in 2022 and I was like, but that was 2023. And he says he doesn't own any digital games. So you don't do Game Pass, you don't do any of that crap. You just go physical or bust.
Well, that's where most of my
'Cause our
original
game-
games came from. Was my Xbox Gold membership. You get 3 free games and just download. I was
Yeah.
downloading stuff. I'll never even
I'm
look
kind
at
of
it.
with
Yeah.
you. To be honest with you, I think I may own only 1 or 2 digital games. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then maybe once again, maybe it's my age. I don't know, but it's just never been my thing. Like I buy the games and I load them up and I play them. And modern. That's why modern gaming sucks, because you have to sit here. I was gonna play some. I wanted to play some Halo. It had been a while, and I'm like, hey, I
Yeah.
have the Master Chief Collection. I'm gonna throw it in my Series X. And play it.
Oh, buddy, I got rid of my Master Chief collection. Pissed me off.
I was like, what the hell, man? I just
Yeah.
want to play the game. Like, I put it in here, and it's going to take this long to download it. I just
Yeah.
jumped on Nintendo and played something else. And it just
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And then the
It's
updates.
frustrating.
There were massive updates.
Oh yeah,
Massive.
just
I was
play.
like,
You just
what the
wanna
hell?
play.
You know? So yeah, me and Alex were gonna play through them all there, and we got through 1. We might have played through 2. I can't remember. The Master Chief collection was so buggy, it kept crashing on us. And then it was
Yeah.
a huge update, and then for some reason, it had to re-download the entire game. And it's big. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, without a
it was
doubt.
huge. So we was like, well, I guess we're not playing a game today, buddy. So we did
I think
something
I got
else.
rid of like Halo 3 and 4 that I had on 360 because I'm like, oh, I got the Master Chief collection. And then I
Yeah.
popped it into play, and I'm like, this is effing ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
rid of my Master Chief collection. I got my old copies there, but yeah, the Master Chief collection. It pissed me off. I can't even have it in there now. Remake Parasite Eve, yes.
Yes, I
please.
wanted to pop this up just before we play the last modern game. What 3 older games would you like to see remade or remastered? And for me, it would be hard to get a hold of, expensive titles that, like, I talk about Kuon and Rule of Rose, but I mean, those are pretty high on my list. Even if they suck, I really want to play them because they're not easy to get a hold of, and I don't know if that's the reason I want to play them. Is
Chrono
because
Trigger.
of-
Delta. Oh, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono
yeah.
Trigger.
But I do love it. It's like it's timeless, just those pixel graphics. But Kudelka on the PS1 there, very similar to like Parasite Eve. That could be done.
That
really
could be
good.
done really well
Yeah.
remade if they
Here's
did
a
it. Like,
Here's a good one, and I'm not versed in the Persona series, but why don't they remaster all the original Persona games?
yeah,
That's money in the bank for them.
Well, yeah. you
well,
think,
yeah,
wouldn't
because
you?
that's a very.
I
Big
don't know
franchise.
anything. I haven't played any of the Persona series at all.
No, I haven't either, but I see a lot about them because when people talk about them, I
Skies
see
of
that
Arcadia.
gameplay and stuff, right? So yeah, Skies of
Well,
Arcadia.
the original games for the Persona series on the PlayStation 1 they're like super expensive games, like $200-$300 games. So come on,
Yeah,
let's get a collection going on. You could probably fit them on
Kogi.
Nintendo Switch cart.
Yeah. There's so many that they could do, but they seem to continually do the same thing
do
over
safe
and
stuff.
over again.
Safe.
Well, yeah, they do what the safe things.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, we have one more game, and let's play it right now. Let's see if I can do it.
Yay!
Bring on the hate.
Now, for us specifically, I still want to give it another shot, but initially I couldn't get into Breath of the Wild, and I don't know if it's just because it took so long it felt to get somewhere for me. But
I
I'm
think a lot of
sure.
A lot
What
of
were
the
you
hate
gonna say?
for this for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is that they're not traditional Zelda games, and that's what a lot of people who love Zelda and have played through a lot of the games would say.
I hear
For
quite
me-
the opposite. There's no hate. I don't hear much of any hate for these games. Both of them. Like, especially around here, like people at work. There's guys that just love it. Best game ever. Like,
I've
Yeah.
never
Did you
played
guys-
it. I don't have the Switch, so
me, I played about 8 hours of it and I got bored. So I kind of dropped it.
There's like so much content. You could spend hundreds of hours in these games, and I did with both actually. Last year, for Tears of the Kingdom, it's probably a game that I would not have sunk as much time into, but for some personal reasons, I had a lot of time on my hands,
Yeah.
and I sunk probably well over 100 hours into that one as well. Breath of the Wild, I think, I don't want to say I 100%ed it, but I did a lot, like almost everything within the game. I think it's misunderstood with the Zelda games. Honestly, it's different, but I think part of like a lot of the complaints that I've heard are people that say it's just a giant open empty world. But I think that's part of the charm of the world for me and for a lot of people that love it, is that the solitude of the world, it kind of portrays what the developers wanted to say was this is an apocalyptic world that they created. It was after everything was decimated, and this is when the world is restarted. So I love these games. I think they were amazing. I think they're amazing takes. They're completely different than a lot of other Zelda games. I mean, I love Link to the Past. I love Ocarina of Time. I think those are amazing games. But this game just hit me the right way, I guess, at that time when it came out. It's funny with a little story with this. When the Switch came out, I didn't buy a Switch back in 2017 initially. My kids saved their money. The three of them saved their money up, and they said, "We want to buy a Nintendo Switch." Okay, no problem. They bought a Switch. They bought one game with the Switch, and it wasn't this game, and this was the launch game. They bought, I think it was like 1-2 Switch, which is like a bunch of mini games. And like, all right, well, you got a Switch now. I'm going to buy the new Zelda game that comes out on it. And then when I bought it, I couldn't even get any playtime with this. My kids were just like nuts for it.
Wow.
Yeah. That, well, you know what? Sometimes, like, even if it's not what everybody loves, and I've heard lots of praise for this, and then, like, consequently, the sequel to it as well. But it's not something we've traded out yet, because I'm not ready to give up on it. I tried it. I sunk about 4 or 5 hours into it, but I don't know if that was enough time to really get into it. And I think that's my problem. I think it takes more time than that. And at the time, I was like, yeah, let's try to play this.
Well, I always say, like, an
Wasn't the
RPG,
main-
you need to give it 10 hours.
Yeah,
Like a long RPG, you need to give it 10 hours just to even know what you're getting into.
yeah.
So,
Well, you know what I wonder? This is a deep thought by Dennis.
deep
wait,
thoughts by
deep
Dennis.
thoughts by Dennis.
Everybody just settle in
Hey,
and listen.
wait. Can I just put this up there?
Yeah, but I might lose my
Link
deep
is more
thought.
high maintenance in Breath of the Wild than my ex-wife. But you know what?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
I hear you, buddy. So here's my deep thought.
Deep thought.
So everybody, people like different games, but there's certain games that you're like, how did you not like that game? And people get offended or things like that. But
It's almost like talking about your sports team. People get really
Oh,
you can
angry.
talk about
my
sports
God.
games. However, Josh, when you said you played Breath of the Wild, it was a certain thing going on in your life, and you played that game, and you had, it had a resonance with you. So I wonder, I don't know what you were going through or whatever, because you had some time on your hands.
Well, no, that was
But
the
if
next one,
you-
right? Tears of the Kingdom.
If you would have
Yeah.
played it, if you were to start it now that you never played it, you might not have that same appreciation for it. So I wonder if when you play a game, is it because of what's going on in your life? And maybe even what was the previous game you played?
I think
And
definitely
that
previous
affects
games.
how
Yeah.
you appreciate a game that you play at
Yep.
the moment.
I can totally see that with any kind of game that
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's
100%,
how it hits
yeah.
you. I mean, like their stories, their emotion. Like it's just like a TV show or a movie you watch. Like you may watch a movie and you'd be like, "Wow, it just moved me." And then somebody else may watch it and be like, "That was, not for me."
that was
Yeah.
stupid.
It's not your thing
Right.
either. It's not your thing. It's not your thing. Not every TV show or every movie or every game is going to interest everybody. That's like
Exactly.
I said, gamers are like sports fanatics. There, if you got a game that you love, if you have a sports team that you love, you're diehard, and you just
You're like, what? You don't like that?
Yeah.
Never did I feel so bad than when we had Denver Gamer on here, and he hates The Last of Us too, and everybody in the comment section were like, "What? You're wrong!" And I'm like, "He's not
He's
wrong.
allowed to-
That's
yeah.
his opinion.
It's his-
Calm
it's
down.
his
He's
opinion.
allowed to not
Superhero.
like it. Everybody's allowed to not like what they don't like, and they're
Yeah.
allowed to like what they
Yeah.
do like. That's just we're different, and that's why we get different games. And
Yeah.
that's
There's
the
no sense
beauty.
getting offended about what somebody likes. You like.
Oh,
you know,
no.
No, I like
Right.
hearing like I said, like I played the Breath of the Wild for maybe 8 hours, and I just never grabbed it again. I kind of got bored of it. But I like hearing people talk. Why did you like it? There,
Well,
maybe
that-
I missed something. Why?
That's why you started
That's
playing
why I started
RPG?
playing RPGs, because of Get to Know Gamer, and like friends are telling me, see, I didn't forget you this time, asshole. Telling me like how awesome these stories are and these games are to play, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I need to go back and give it another try.
But it was never. Maybe now that you're getting older, you're settling down, and you're more prone to not going in there and just going like a
I
savage.
definitely see that myself, because even with the 1v1 fighting games, my reflexes suck. And I
Well,
used to play those
my
all the
thought with
time.
any game is the fact that if you've sunk 8 or 10 hours into it and you're not feeling it, why continue? Because
Yeah,
you've got an infinite amount of time to spend doing this.
Yes.
So do what you want to with it. Enjoy what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Do we want to do one more question?
Yeah. See, David agrees with. I say every game is affected by what is going on in your life.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
And
You
like
just-
going
so
back
you
to
jump
like
up.
The Last of Us, like when I played The Last of Us, I was hooked on that game after 15 minutes of playing, like after
Jump,
that
lazy
whole
dog.
incident where, you lose your daughter, because I'm a dad
And you have a daughter.
and I have a daughter, and it struck a chord with me. But somebody playing it, a young teenager that's playing it, they don't give a shit
They don't
that
care
they
at all.
lost their daughter, because they
They're like, let me
haven't
play more Call of
experienced
Duty.
it. They want to
Oh,
play
yeah.
the Call of Duties
Yeah.
and stuff.
And just be a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime that you play a game that's going to bring a tear to your eye as a grown man, you have to continue with that story.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah,
I think so.
definitely.
We doing one more question?
One more
Is that what
question.
we're doing?
Yeah.
How many questions did we do?
52.
52.
Dennis, you pick
How
this
many-
time. Whatever
You pick
question.
whatever.
Oh, random.
Yeah, randomize that.
Random.
Yeah.
Watch, it'll be the same question we already did.
How? Did you put them all back in
Yes.
there? Okay. Let's see if it's the same question.
We kind of
Well,
thought
let's skip that one.
we'll
'cause
skip it because it's kind of a we
redundant.
already talked
We
about
already
it.
kind of talked about it.
It was about remakes and stuff.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, baby, this is a good one. What's the game you're most ashamed you've never played on your backlog?
I have to look that one up. That might be the first one.
Damn you,
actually.
Jen and Dennis. The way you speak of Days Gone, I'm going to have to give it another go. Do it, Loco.
Damn right, Loco.
You know what? I'm
Beat his
feeling the
case.
same way. I'm sitting here listening to him. I'm like, maybe I should try and finish
So
that game.
fucking good.
I'm not getting the modern TV though for like the rest of this year. Jen's got it occupied there playing. She says, "I'm playing Rebirth. I'm playing. You're playing a card game. Every time I come down here, you're playing this mini game. Every time. Every time.
Always playing.
No, Dennis, have you ever walked in here and seen her play the game?
Not really.
No, I've seen
She's
the mini
playing-
game. The card game.
Oh,
Queen's Blood. Stop calling it a mini game. It has a name.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
called
Queen's Blood.
oh, sorry. We
I'm
don't
getting
mean
really
to
good
offend
at
all
it.
you Queen's Blood players.
You're really good at it. Queen's Blood. See, Marcus?
Well, I haven't played
Thank
the
you.
game. Give me a break there. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Marcus, you played through it, eh?
Did you finish it?
He did.
Did I?
I think he
Did I?
said
Good.
he
Did he?
came home from working because he has 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and he played it in that span. I was
thought
like,
it was
well,
3
how
weeks.
the fuck did you do that? Because I've been playing it for ever.
All right, I can't find. Fuck it.
Can you tell me what number it is? Because I think I could.
I'm thinking that honestly, it's probably one that I've started and stopped like so many times and just never have been able to finish the game. That's we're gonna go right back to Zelda again. Majora's Mask. So I loved the Ocarina of Time game back when it was current, but over the past however many years Majora's Mask has been out, I have not been able to finish that game. I've started it, I've stopped it, I've started it, I've stopped it. So that's one that I would actually like to finish, but for whatever reason, and it hasn't been because I didn't enjoy the game. It's just been whatever. There's been something that's happened where it's pulled me away either to another game or to something else where I just stopped it. I don't know. It's a good game. It's a quality game, but that's the one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have one? I have one. Probably would surprise you.
What?
Parasite Eve 2. I love the first one so much. I've
Oh.
tried twice to play the second one, and I can't stand it.
So you just want to forget it and never play it? And just
Well, I can't believe that I can't play through it because it plays so much like Resident Evil. And I like the Resident Evils. but it's not Parasite Eve. This pisses me off, I think.
Yeah.
We also didn't like being attacked by the crows.
Oh,
Like,
there's just a bunch
incessantly.
of stupid little things like that. It was pissing me off. I was
Yeah.
probably not patient.
See,
with it.
I don't have a backlog.
No.
Like I just go game to game. Like I'm not a collector. I play games. So I finish a game and then I'll be like, I'm gonna go out, see if I can find a cheap game, or I just come here and they're like, play this, and then I play it and I finish it, and it's like Blockbuster. I just come here and
come
I
here.
Yeah.
trade it in and I play something else.
Yeah.
Like
Oh man, I've got so.
I see David B69 says Resident Evil 4.
Oh.
I've not played that one either.
I don't know what it would be for me. I have so many
So many that you're ashamed of?
that I haven't played yet.
Well, yeah, I can say that too.
wow.
I got a room full. of
I
stuff.
could shake my dick and hit a game that you haven't played.
You're going to have to get a lot closer. I would appreciate it if you didn't touch my games like that.
I played Metal Gear Solid, and I think I would really enjoy it, but I haven't played it yet. So
Marcus, that's what the Diet women called what?
Dennis.
Dennis's backlog.
A log. Yeah. Sure.
What's your new name?
Yeah.
On,
Backlog.
Backlog.
on,
Is that what Suzanne calls you? Backlog.
Yeah.
on
backlog.
Super Baby 4, that's what
Every
Lyra
time,
said.
Scott, you go to grab a game, Dennis is like,
yeah.
You better wear some gloves. Oh, shit.
Well, I think we've kept you long enough, buddy. I know we said 90 minutes, but close, of course, we almost hit 2 hours. That's the way we
We
roll.
probably talked about games for 90
I
minutes.
honestly really wish the game room had a urinal in it, but
Dude, you could have went for a break at any point there.
Mhm.
There's four corners.
Yeah.
We would have got Dennis to get up and do a dance or something.
Oh, yeah.
All the single ladies. You want it?
His poor rib is so.
My rib
He's probably
is
dancing.
killing me. I don't even know how I'm gonna work Monday night.
What did we do?
I appreciate
know.
you guys having me on. It was a lot of fun hanging out.
Buddy, it was a blast, and we'll definitely have to do it again in the future. We do have a few guests lined up. Anybody in the chat that wants to recommend somebody for us to get a hold of, or if you guys are interested on coming on yourself,
You do
go
not-
in the comments, like not in the chat, because I don't know if you can go back and look at the chat all the way through, but comment on the video and say, hey, I'd be interested, or maybe you guys should check out this channel. They'd be cool.
But that's the thing, like it's get to know gamer.
It
It's
doesn't- you
not
don't have to
get
be-
to know YouTube gamer.
Yeah, you don't
right?
have to be on YouTube to be on Get to Know Gamer. You don't have to be on YouTube. We've had other people that weren't on YouTube.
You just gotta send your application and $1,000 to me, and
And your Speedo.
and your speedo.
And go over and
Yeah.
check out the channels that I shouted out, because quality
Absolutely.
Yeah.
the community, you guys are gonna find some good stuff there too.
Jen,
Yeah.
you gonna try to put those in the description?
I am
Can
going.
you do that? Can you go back later and?
I
put the
can.
links
I'm
in?
going to put them both
Yeah.
into the description. And what I'm going to do is anytime somebody shouts out a channel, we'll put it on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and the community tab.
I see Local Wolf says do you nerd, but we have had
We've
But-
had them on.
Do you nerd? Somebody has mentioned. Do you nerd being on again? Jay has mentioned he'd love to be on again. So it's
Yeah.
it's not like we can't have people on again because
Yeah.
your game's changed.
Well, the
and your-
format has changed a little bit
and
also.
the format's changed a bit. So
Yeah.
it's just fun to,
Well,
to talk to
hopefully
people
next
who
time
love
we
the
have
game.
better hosts.
I
Yeah.
mean you.
Tough luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Next time, Dennis promises to bring a Speedo.
Josh, you drowning yet?
I'm looking forward to Siege next year with you guys.
Oh yeah.
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 Well, Marcus is going to come too. Our
Alright,
friend
we got a buddy
here in
up here.
comments.
We're
So-
It'll
doing
be four of us.
we're doing it this year with next year without kids.
Kids, no kids.
Whoa.
Listen,
Dennis, you can't come.
you can't come.
Uh,
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning
Thanks, guys.
in. And until next time, game on.
game on.
Fun.
Game on.